this place? Home. I'll see you in Valhalla.
What's up, chat? Welcome back. Oh man, shout out to Perturban for that video. That was fucking heat. Guys, fucking welcome back to the motherfucking stream. We are indeed back. This is the Goonsday preppers for the uninitiated. If this is your first time, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. As you know, we talk about some bullshit here and neglect our families. You know, we drink beer. We have hot takes. We have hot takes and shit like that. A bunch of guys coming back in. Welcome in, homies. Today's topics, okay, are going to be, some of you may have seen the fucking abysmal in-range TV video where they basically said that iron sights are cringe and gay, and we're gonna elaborate on that, and then later on we're gonna talk about whether or not commies have rights. Spoiler alert: they don't. I'm joined here with the full Goon Squad, which is always nice to have. We got Protraband. We got Bones Maloney of the Bones Maloney YouTube channel, and we have G-Watt Alchemist in the motherfucking house. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
Great to be back. This is one of the best streams. Everyone's saying it, and great to be back with you, gentlemen. The top men of all GunTube right here.
Best content, some would say. It is good to be back from our very busy hiatus. I know we've all been up to doing the Lord's work, so we're finally back to slop it up on the internet. Level out the IQs. We're getting too smart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fucking how many people we got in the chat here? Chat, how we doing? 32 people tapping in to see the Goonsday preppers yap about bullshit once again. It warms my heart. Took a little break from streaming. Had to focus on me, dog. You know what I mean? Fucking yeah, Tater. No, you gotta watch the in-range video. We're gonna talk about the main talking points from the video here on the stream. So if you don't want to subjugate yourself to the fucking retardation, you don't have to. It's kind of cringe. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't normally talk shit, but I was watching this on the way home from work, and it was like, it literally took years off my lifespan. Hearing some of the shit that they said, and we're gonna go over it and surgically dismantle it, or at least say that it's gay. Not as a fucking, you know, shot at in range or anything like that. You know, it's not a personal attack on them. But some people just say some stupid shit sometimes, and you gotta you gotta stand on business. All right, you gotta be 10 toes down. Carl got a vasectomy, says SB89. Yeah, and his girlfriend is tactical. In case you didn't know that, we gotta make sure to put that information out there. You know, it's important to know these things. So yeah, let's get right into it, boys. You know, so this doesn't turn into another 5-hour stream and people fucking yell at me because, you know, it's basically not a short format video that they can slide and scroll through. So there actually requires a little bit of patience and attention. Focus. Yes. So I got the notes pulled up here. All right, Jamie, pull up my notes, please. Okay, so You can't see it on the screen because there's several of them. But just to kind of ask, all right, have you guys have seen the video, right? Are we caught up on the lore?
Unfortunately, yes. I maybe didn't watch the last 4 minutes because I would have overdosed on cringe, but I've seen most of it at least.
Okay.
I watched it to completion. I suffered through.
Till completion. God bless. Okay. Approach Range, have you seen it today?
Same. I subjected myself to all of it.
Yeah.
He started this thing. It's all his fault.
You did.
Yeah. I literally did not watch it until about 3 hours ago.
I was forced.
I made sure I was looking at our group chat. You know, people were going absolutely goblin mode. And by people, I mean you guys. You guys were, just absolutely tearing this shit apart, crazy style. And so I was like, all right, well, fuck. I guess I gotta see it. You know what I mean? I gotta see what the fucking fuss is all about. And yeah, that's when I messaged you, Brandon. I'm like, I kind of crashed out a little bit. I was like, I honestly just don't give a fuck what people say anymore. I just took a complete black pill route and was just like, I'm like, you can't convince me that these guys aren't 10,000 ants in a human skin, basically.
Dude,
You're not even people.
These aren't even fucking people, man. Yeah.
He is not real.
That motherfucker isn't real.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, I think you were doing your best to abstain from it, just knowing who the uploader was. But then we kept talking about, oh yeah, and he said this retarded thing, he said this retarded thing, and then you're like, what? I've got to get in there and see.
So, I fucking
Some of them are so
drink
bad.
Kool-Aid.
You're not gonna. It's insane, dude.
Yeah, if you were to, I saw the video on my feed and went, wow, that's probably retarded, and I didn't watch it, and then Protroband's like, dude, check this out. And if you scroll up in our group chat, there's just Spurg of Bones Maloney, just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Jesus Christ.
So,
Right on, so let's get into it now. Alright, we're going to talk about the things that were said in this video. I made this list in chronological order, so, I literally just sat down and rewatched the video, unfortunately. So I had to relive my trauma all over again, and listen to them slander my beautiful iron sights. So the first talking point in the video, which this wasn't like a long format video, so it's not like they really picked at a certain topic for a real long time, but the first thing that they talked about was that, in terms of backup aiming systems, they're saying that red dots are just cheaper than irons, so it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like a cheap, a cheap red dot is like, I mean, a fucking what is it? The Sig Sauer MSR red dot is like $80, and that's a pretty damn good red dot. I've had 2 of them, and they still work. Otherwise, average is like 120, 140. You know what I'm saying? That's like a set of Midwest irons right there. You know what I mean? So, or the embussies. So, like they're kind of like, well, what is the point? What is your guys' take on that? I mean, I don't think it hurts to have irons on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really wasting space. Like, I mean, if you got the absolute big chungus LPVO because, you're a slave to trends or whatever, and you just don't got the fucking room for it, then it's like, maybe I get it. Okay, but I don't know. What is your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit nuanced. It depends on the system and the scenario you're running the rifle in. But I was frustrated because they just had like a competitor take. Mm-hmm. Like their whole thing was based off that, without going too down that rabbit hole, because I'm sure we'll get to it later. Yes. To specifically answer the question, I think it's a good idea on most guns to have two aiming systems. Right, on my SPR, I have an RMR on top. That not only is an RMR, but it's the RMR dual illuminator or whatever, so it doesn't even take a battery. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, that is an iron sight. That's just as durable as an iron sight. And then on my home defense gun, has an EOTech on it. And when I put the magnifier on the back, there's not room for a backup sight, but I keep a a steel folding front sight post. So if I had to, I could flip it up and just have a quick point of reference, which is more than good enough for in my house in a jam, which is what the gun realistically exists for. So yeah, you know, just depends. But if I was going to have like a field rifle, which I guess I do have another upper receiver that's kind of built that way, right? And I have a carry handle iron sights on it with a Picatinny fixed front sight post, and then a prism on top of that. So like two super durable, not going to fail, like double redundancy on a rifle that I would want to like carry around and be away from resupply, right? Same thing with my SPR, which is my leave the house forever gun, right? It's got a quality primary optic on it, and then its backup is that top dot, which is like super durable, doesn't require batteries, so it's like just good to go. So yeah, I think having backups are important, and if you're just a general dude with a red dot, you probably should have a set of backup iron sights, or at least that front sight post somewhere for quick reference point at CQB ranges.
Yeah, I'm even of the point of like, if you, because I subscribe to the red dot magnifier master race. You fucking don't got the space for that rear, you know what I'm saying? If you're fucking completely co-witnessed, center the fucking front sight post in the window of the red dot, and then you have a general fucking aiming point. You know what I'm saying? Or like the Midwest fucking skyscraper mount, whatever it is, the NVG one, the 2.26, I think, or 2.1, whatever. Fucking, it has a little window underneath where the red dot mounts, and you could aim through that so you can co-witness and still use backup irons and shit like that. Or if you don't have a fucking rear iron for whatever reason, then you can still fucking use that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, I don't see the point of not having it, you know? Like why would you make the conscious decision to just ignore fucking having it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think one of his logic that he laid out for us was when he was building the What Would Stoner Do rifle, he wanted to maximize rail space for lights, lasers, etc., which I just saw somebody in the comments say they had everything on the Mark 18.
Yeah. It's possible. You can do it. Yeah.
You have the MIDI gas, and I think his actual recommendation, which we can get to later, was to actually stack a second red dot 45 degrees.
Hat on a hat time.
My brother in Christ. Why?
If you're in a competition setting, then that makes sense. I have to carry this rifle for 30 seconds, and I want to make sure that my optic works. And if it doesn't work, I want to, in like 0.1 second, be able to now be looking at another optic that also works. Yeah, cool. That makes total sense from a competition setting. But now, go walk around with that rifle for a month. You're going to get real fucking annoyed at that 45-degree offset optic that basically is there for no reason.
Yep. Yeah, I wish they had defined the terms, like context. What are we talking about? Because they just kind of, in general, were like, iron sights are obsolete. They're pointless now. And then they gave all these reasons, and it mostly came from the competition aspect. And, you know, like Giwad had hinted at, I'm sure we'll talk about it. It fucking bugs me when people are like, well, my competition gun. It's like, okay, well, then preface it by saying competition use. Because yes, if I'm just going super fast and I know what stages I'm going to run, I know how long the stages are going to run, I know what kind of shooting I'm going to do, and the night before I can set up my rifle exactly to how I need to do it, make sure everything's all good, put a new battery in it. Awesome, badass, I don't need iron sights. It's extra weight, we're min-maxing because we're playing a game, because that's what it is. That's totally fine. But let's define our terms. And the whole thing of, well, if you're setting up a rifle, buying a red dot is about the same price as buying iron sights. So, sure, but you should, like G-Watt said, if you're setting up a rifle for practical use, you should have a secondary sighting system, especially if your primary is going to be a red dot, which relies on a battery. So why would you jump to the red dot first when you know you're likely going to get iron sights anyway because you are a non-room temp IQ individual, and you're going to pick up a set as a secondary because you're building a practical rifle? Start with the iron sights. It's probably going to be a bit cheaper, too, to be honest with you, because you can find them on sale or used, or like new used off, somebody on eBay and stuff for far less than that $100, and you'll always have them, and they're a little harder to learn on than your red dot, so you'll always be squared away with them, and then you can upgrade to whatever dot you want. That's where I kind of come from a practical standpoint.
We got some good comments here, off the rip here. Fucking seen a few people asking about offset irons, and I think we talked about this before at some point. I think me and G1 talked about this at some point. I'm not sold on fucking 45 irons. I think they are fucking goofy, because like you're already taking the rifle and shooting it in a non like standardized fucking position, like a fucking, I don't know what you would call, I don't know the word, English is hard, fucking in a position that the rifle's not supposed to be shot in, and then you have
compromised position,
yeah, something like that, fucking, and then you have to make sure that your irons are perfectly fucking level, straight up and down, okay, you have to, and then get a good fucking sight picture and maintain that. It's just like there's so many things that you have to fucking add up to make the gun shoot accurately, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what like irons need. The fucking the what is it called? The parallax.
Alignment.
Yeah, the
parallax,
parallax of iron sights is like magnified 10 times than than the worst fucking red dot. You know what I'm saying? Like if that shit's off, you're fucked.
I think the 45 degree thing also comes from competition. Like, it's kind of another thing I wanted to circle back on. Like, what is the point of having backup iron sights? If you have like a field rifle that it's like, I'm going to leave the house and have this forever, and you've put backup iron sights on it, the point isn't to necessarily pop them up in the middle of a gunfight and QD rip your optic off and be able to roll.
Yeah.
It's, should you go on an operation, your optic breaks, you finish that gunfight shooting through the tube or just looking over it or whatever, your homies do more shooting for you. And then when you get home that night, which is a tent or a foxhole and isn't where Walmart and Midwest Industries.com or whatever you can go to, well, your optics smoked, you take it off, but you have a nice set of flip-up iron sights you can flip up, and now your gun is serviceable and ready to get back in the fight for tomorrow's mission, or the time period it takes before you can get resupplied, find a new optic, whatever. Yeah. And you're not just running with a complete flat top, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I went down the offset irons and offset red dot for a long time on a practical rifle because I was running a Prism, and I'm like, well, what if I'm shooting a guy who's 300 meters away and somebody somehow pops up who's like 25 meters away? What do I do? And it's like, well, you just shoot at him with, you either point and shoot or you just use your magnified. Like it's not, it's going to be okay. And yeah, you're adding the offset. Yeah, you're going to be all right, King. It's going to be okay. You just shoot a lot, make up for the loss of accuracy with volume of fire. Yeah, because you add irons, right? Now you have more snag points. You've got more weight. You have more geometry off the right side of your rifle. It's harder to store. It's harder to live with. And then if you do a red dot, well, that thing's like, if you walk around for a while, walk uphill, and then stumble forward with your rifle, the red dot is in the crumple zone. It's gonna get smoked. Yeah. So competitions, I get it, because you got your LPVO, and then you flip over and do your high-speed shooting up close. Totally understand. Doesn't make sense on most people's practical rifle.
I'm gonna talk for a second. Here's what's gonna happen if somebody pops out on you at super close range. What's going to happen, regardless of what optic system you have, you're going to immediately face that threat. Body mechanically align your gun and start to press rounds out as fast as your finger will fucking move. If you have good training, while you're doing that, you will also attempt to gain a sight picture to then fine-tune and adjust your rounds to the first ones you sent out, not take care of the situation. But in no reality ever is anyone like, a threat 10 feet away, and they're like, stopping to take time to aim now. No, that's not happening.
It's my moment.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So to the original point, the original talking point before we move on to the next one, red dots being cheaper than irons is not a replacement for iron sights. Because that's like the only other, obviously I'm assuming they're talking about a Canon red dot in front of a fucking red dot.
Yes, they literally talked about that
for some reason,
upon
right?
a hat moment.
And then otherwise it's Could you imagine just like having like two T2s in front of each other, like on top
Stacked.
of
The T2 and then another T2, T2,
It's just
T2,
like,
T2.
yeah, I keep them both
Oh
on
my
at the
God.
same fucking time in case one dies, dude. That's fucking redundancy, brother. Dude, yeah.
I love that.
That's the only
It's like
other
the
thing I could think, you know.
Hell yeah,
cursed
brother.
smartphone build.
Well, that whole line of thinking of like, oh, X thing is cheaper than Y, so I'll just buy X. I mean, you don't have to buy a rifle. You can get a sharp stick for free. So if you want to follow that logic all the way to its conclusion, and maybe just maybe, right? Like infinite Chinesium sights that are $100 are maybe worth about that much. Somebody said monocular
God.
dots. I love it. I mean, at least have one for a different zero. I could maybe see the application of that for 300 black, but that's a super niche thing.
Greater
And
Black Spay anyway.
It's fucking
not to spur
larva,
out, it
dude.
might be good. I will admit that. And not to spur out too much, but the whole reason people say you have irons is to get around the disadvantages of having an optic that's two sheets of glass on your gun, whether it's fog, whether it's snow, whether it cracks or something. You have irons that aren't susceptible to that. So now you just have two dots. I hope they both don't run out of battery or whatever, dude. I hope they both don't break. So. Yeah, whoever said that the shooting poisoned the minds of the gun community is dead on.
Yeah, I think for peak redundancy, when running a red dot is to have one at 12 o'clock, and then one at 45 of your opposite hand, on that side, so that when you bring the rifle up, it's just like. Just right in front of both of your eyes immediately.
Just binos.
Yeah, I'm running bino optical setup on my AR. Yeah, there's two. Like those. Have you ever played Tarkov? The crazy builds where guys stack like a bloom of red dots, so they've just got like 4 sight pictures. Yeah.
God bless.
That's what we need. Bring back the old G-Wide era where they had the ACOG and then the aim point in front of it or whatever crazy thing they used to do. Yeah,
they did that.
Bring that back, guys.
For sure. Right on. Okay. Next point in the video. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 talking points. All right, 7 talking points. Rifles. This is a short one. Rifles versus pistols. Red dots versus irons. On both. I mean, personally, I haven't been completely sold on red dots for pistols, because I just don't have a whole lot of experience with it. Fucking, I'm not saying that he shouldn't, I'm not saying that, oh yeah, irons are just fucking better. You know what I'm saying? I think generally speaking, if you can train, I think red dots on pistols require more training than irons on pistols. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that the mechanical aspect of lining up fucking your pistol sights is just easier than trying to find a dot. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, good lord.
It's more forgiving. So iron sights, you just focus on the front sight post. So even if you're misaligned, like the level of misalignment that is allowed is greater on irons, and you can still see your front sight post.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah, as you present up,
what's
you
your
can
guys'
follow
thoughts?
On a red dot, it's the window is tighter. So if your presentation isn't perfect, you won't see anything. Whereas on a pistol, even if your presentation is crazy fucked up, you can still see that front sight post and align the pistol.
Lucas Botkin has left the chat, folks. I generally agree. I know Lucas loves them for various reasons, mainly to do with training. It is great for training for a really crisp, clean break. But yeah, what everyone else has said, if you're in a self-defense situation and you're already not in the right mindset because there's some goon coming after you, you pull that up and there's nothing in the window because you got dot panic, that's precious seconds, dude. Versus with the irons, you just always have that there to line up, okay, I'm this far off, I can do this and this. And you can still do that with the dot. But yeah, for pistols, I would definitely agree. You got to get good with irons.
Gotta do it.
The way I see it, for me at least, is, and this is a personal preference, I understand red dots are faster inherently, as long as you have the skill to back it, right? And you can make more refined shots with a red dot on a pistol than with a rifle. One wise man, I forget who said it, iron sights whisper to you about what your sight picture is doing. Red dot screams at you, so you can be way more precise because you'll see every little movement, and I understand that. So on a pistol, The reason why I don't prefer it personally is it's just more shit to worry about, more stuff to potentially fail, and the benefit I get from a pistol dot is mitigated by the difficulty of use and the astigmatism that I have to deal with. I'll be the astigmatism representation, chat. It just the couple I've tried I haven't liked. So it's a personal preference, right? I don't think it's necessary if you're super high speed, you want to be making the precise shots. Awesome. On a rifle though, little more applicable. But I'll be completely honest, and this will be my hot take for the night. We'll get it all out of the way.
Oh man.
A red dot doesn't give me a ton more than iron sights because it's still ultimately a unmagnified sight picture. It's just a little clearer and a little easier to use. So in a lot of situations, if I'm going to have no magnification whatsoever, I don't care about night vision use, I don't care about magnification, I'd rather just have irons. It's simpler, there's less that's going to fail on it, and it's easier for me to use with having astigmatism, personally. That's where I'm at. Hot take of the night, tear it apart, but that's how I feel genuinely. If I am only going to use no magnification and no night vision use, just give me iron sights. I'm not going to bother with a red dot. I'm just going to stick with iron sights. That's coming from a dude who has a red dot on both his long guns right now.
It's good enough.
Yeah, but that's how I feel. Is that it's kind of a. I'd rather have more force multiplication. I'd rather have more assets with my optics on a rifle because I can get magnification. Rifle can reach out and touch someone. That's the whole point. So if I'm not doing magnification or night vision shooting, I'll just stick with irons. But if I am, then that's where that red dot combo comes in. Red dot magnifier.
I'm gonna reach out and touch you, Bones.
So I like red dots on pistols. I like red dots on pistols personally. I'm willing to put in those hours of training on dry fire and stuff to get a proper sight picture on presentation, and also low key. If I pull it out and I don't, I'm just gonna shoot anyways. It's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna slow down.
G-Watt's gonna pull it out.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been known. It doesn't matter.
Yep. So anyways, I started blasting.
Yeah.
Also, red dots allow you to have a better sight picture of the target, right? So especially like ×2 of the pistol. If you're trying to aim at something with a pistol that's more than like 10 feet away from you, the entire pistol obscures what it is, right? You see the person, you put the pistol over it, and now all you see is the pistol itself. So you have a red dot. Now I can be aiming at somebody and still see them. So not to sound like a cop, right? But I can see their hands. I can see what they're doing. I can properly assess threats and stuff like that without just completely blotting out the target picture with the pistol itself. And probably even more than that, the biggest one for me was the accuracy increase, right? So I can realistically engage torso-sized targets out to 50 yards with a red dot on a full-size pistol, and I can suppress area targets out to 100 yards, like without much effort. Pretty consistently, I can do those things. And I think most anybody that's a relatively good pistol shot, put a red dot on your pistol, practice with it. You also could probably do those things because your point of aim is so much smaller. You can actually be refined with your aiming, and the reason I like that is if I'm trying to carry an offensive pistol because we're transitioning into a time of unrest. I kind of live close to a city, right? If I'm in a situation where I might be encountering or having to fight against rifles with my pistol, well, now I want to be able to engage at those 50, 100-yard ranges and not be completely just pissing in the wind.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, if you're good with a dot and that's all you've ever trained on, if you take that away or if you take it out of your inventory, you're going to have problems. So you got to train with it. And I'm not saying I agree with everything that everyone said. It is better for diagnosing certain things. You can see more of the target. Mm-hmm. But where I will maximally stir the pot here along with Bones is there are certain things you can do with irons that you just can't do with a singular dot. For example, on a rifle, which is mainly what we're talking about tonight, but we kind of got sidetracked. You can dial up to 600. Can't do that with a dot. So I will just add that as a capability. You get tritium in your night sights as well. There's a lot of things you can do that guys aren't taking advantage of right now. But other than that, I agree with everything that's been said tonight so far.
We had a question in the chat from, who was it? Wildcat Comms. Big homie in the chat, by the way.
Big dog, big dog.
Big dog indeed. Much smarter than me. He's a very smart goon compared to me when it comes to comms. I am a Tardicus. So that's super cool. Thanks for stopping in. He asked, "What about lasers on pistols?" I think lasers. This isn't a shot at anybody. Okay, I think lasers are lasers are training wheels that you eventually take off for pistols.
Lasers existed because SWAT teams used them for the shield guy because it's hard to aim with a shield and a pistol. So he would have a pistol with a laser on it, and everybody saw SWAT dudes in the 80s with pistols with lasers on them was like, I want to look like that. And so then they put lasers on their pistols, and then that's why your older uncle does that and tells you it's cool.
Yeah. I'm not completely sold on it. I think that eventually you just get confidence with a pistol to be able to do instinctive point shooting. Here's a picture for an example of what instinctive point shooting looks like. For those that don't know, this in case you guys, God, I love this picture. In case you
want 0.5 seconds after not being able to get a sight picture.
Yeah,
this is what you'll look like when that threat comes up on you from 10 feet away. This
exactly.
is what you'll do.
Exactly. Like. You know what? It's like, would a laser helped in that situation? I'm not sure. So, lasers are good in niche situations where you're not going to be able to properly get the thing right. So for a rifle, if you have a gas mask and you're like, I always have a gas mask because I'm on the Steber and extraction team. Rifles very much have a place. For sure.
Visible laser makes sense because you have a gas mask. It's going to be hard for you to get a proper weld, right? Same thing. If you are literally carrying a shield and then trying to like go around the shield with your pistol, it's pretty impossible to do any sort of, body alignment. It's like a very awkward position. Okay, cool. Put a laser on it. This makes sense now. But it's not a normal every pistol every day average Joe situation.
Yeah.
The only time I've seen them used is usually for less confident shooters, and they use it as a crutch until, like you guys said, they get the confidence to use their iron sights properly and get that sight picture and shoot like a normal human being.
Yeah.
Niche applications, totally get it, but yeah, it's usually a crutch from what I've seen.
I think
Wildcat for the J-frame. Oh, sorry, King.
No, you were gonna read the comment. Fucking the J-frame laser. I'm assuming that's like the grip one. Where it comes on when you squeeze the fucking grip. I mean, bro, rape distance, you know what I mean? Just to be able to fucking, or soon to be rape distance, like if you're a little far away and I gotta point the shit at you and I can't see the sights because the sights suck or it's dark or some shit. That's one of those niche applications where it's a good idea, I think. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like the first gen Smith bodyguard where you had to press a button to turn on the laser. It's just on when you squeeze the gun. That's good soup. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I will. The only thing I'll add is I have used a laser on a pistol at the range at dusk, and it is kind of cool to be able just to point shoot. Now, I'm not saying that it accomplished anything. I couldn't just like area shooting. Get Trench in here, he'll say that's an ND. But I also have played around with it on the Shockwave for the Mossberg Shockwave. I think that kind of does make a little bit of sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I
guess another niche, as it were.
That's something that I just couldn't point shoot and accomplish as well, right?
Yeah. I feel you, Kings. I'd rather have a light on the bottom of my pistol than a laser.
Definitely.
For sure. Yeah, I mean that light, as long as it's not like a fucking a worksite project light, you know what I'm saying?
X300 turbo with 9 billion lumens.
Yeah, literally. The bezel is this big on it, you know what I mean? Fucking if it's got a nice little hot spot on it, it's like there's your laser, big dog. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I fuck with that heavy for the most part, and it's dual utility. So I'm in the same boat. I have a light on my gun for that very reason. You know what I'm saying? It's dark outside. Whoa. My eyeballs don't work at night. Put that laser on them. Let the guap talk. Yeah, I mean. So, yeah. But in turn, to get back on topic here. Okay, rifles versus pistols, irons and red dots. Generally speaking, I think it's there isn't an excuse to neglect both. And we're going to definitely talk about that more. It's going to get brought up again. All right. But there is no fucking excuse to neglect both. Yeah. One of the third to the last point, I'm going to spit about that shit. Joker41 says, for $1.99 schmackaronis, he says, stop overthinking stuff, kids. You'll be okay. Damn, he said, gonna make it.
True.
Gonna make it. Thanks, Joker. Appreciate that. You a real one, King. Yeah, no, that's really what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much do you have to overthink shit to be like, I'm not using irons, or I'm not even gonna have them on the rifle. You know what I'm saying?
Pointless.
That's like that. Like in terms of the bell curve scale, that's like the beginning of the next bell curve. You know what I'm saying? Where you're like rethinking things all over again for a second time over. That's intense. Okay, so, yeah, actually, we could skip this next one. Backup irons are not for competitions. We said that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they're coming from primarily a competition background. That's
I will
fine.
speak on this briefly here, unless we have more competition talk later in it. Does it get brought up again?
Talk your shit, Negro.
So I'm seeing this in the gun community now, and it makes sense because it's gonna ebb and flow, right? Or the gun community, we'll say the tactically minded, the retard LARP sphere that we are all in.
Like the Stream Boys.
Sorry.
It used to be. Thank you. It used to be that everybody looked at the military and was like, what are those, our brave soldiers doing overseas? What's SF doing? Let's copy it. Let's take everything they say as gospel. And that, has come around. There's been people in the industry. It's shown that, like, hey, some of these guys, they know what they're doing. Some of what they're saying is very dated, though, or just doesn't make sense for a civilian, right? So now we're getting it's swinging the other way now. So not everybody, a lot of people though, everybody's like, it's competitions, bro. People can compete. This is the pinnacle of what civilians can do. And it's starting to taint the water the same way that the military stuff did, where guys are like, oh, my competition setup, it's my go-to-war rifle. All these guys on comps, they're worried about speed, and this is what they're doing. And it's like, guys, if you aren't competing, if you're building tactical, practical firearms and setups, it's cool to see what these guys are doing because they're very skilled and very fast. But to use that as your be-all, end-all and your litmus of what is right, what does right look like for your practical setup, it's not the move. There's a reason why comp setups look crazy and you get guys talking like this because that's where their experience is coming from, and that's fine. It's just not the be-all, end-all. We're getting the same. That's when we're gonna start getting guys who've got 2 fucking full-size red dots and all these crazy grip modules and a crazy comp. We're gonna bring back the muzzle brakes because it keeps the gun flat. So don't just look at one medium, whether that be military, law enforcement, competitions, hunting, anything like that. Don't just look at one thing and be like, guys, this is it.
Yeah.
Apply critical thinking.
Yes, use brain. Use your brain.
You grew it yourself.
Yep. Fucking. So, the next point that they talked about was red dots don't fail. The cheapest ones are getting better and better. Specifically, kind of notating or bringing up that, like, even like the cheapest red dots nowadays were like comparable to upper margin of red dots and holographic sights fucking 10 years ago, which is very true. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
I like I said, I have an $80 SIG MSR that I just cannot kill. Like, this thing just
refuses to die.
It won't fucking go away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hate it because it's just like seeing cheap red dots and shit back in the day, like, for all my old heads out there, you hear me? Fucking, like, the True Glow shit from fucking Bass Pro and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
UTG, baby.
Or the CV Life.
Right,
yeah,
Mark.
UTG. Yeah, that was another one.
Yep.
15 different reticles, red, green, interchangeable, fucking, like, rheostat wheel. Fucking crack through all the different shits. Dude, that was like a cheap red dot back in the day. Now that's like people don't even look at that shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only place I see those types of red dots on are on Palmetto State Armory review comment sections where you guys ever, dude, that's the funnest shit, is to go on either Amazon or Palmetto State Armory and you just like click on any random cheap ass rifle and then you go to the comments section because people can write reviews and post pictures of like their rifles and shit. And dude, it's like, like it's fucking it's fucking poop madness up in there, dude. Like the fucking the Fab Defense grip pods, the fucking visible green lasers, the fucking like the True Glow fucking bullshit sights and whatnot. Like I'm just like, this is, it's like somebody lighting my grandmother on fire in front of me. Like that is the same amount of emotional damage that I receive seeing some
illegal amounts of anodizing.
Oh yeah, dude.
True Glow defenders have entered the chat. This is now a pro True Glow stream, guys. Like it up.
Yeah, Big True Glow is doxing the stream right now.
But UTG made in US. But UTG made in US, guys.
Yep. So basically, illegal Mexicans made it. It must be good.
Well, not anymore. They're getting out of here. Apparently,
Yeah,
the National Guard.
Get
You
them
guys
the
saw
hell out of here.
the Texas Guard, the world, the nation's finest. They're showing up to Chicago to deport them all.
Oh yeah, the America's fattest fighting force is on the job, getting them out of here.
Good. I'll bring it back around though, right? What the fuck was it that? Oh,
Yeah.
red dots are getting better.
They're
right?
getting
Yes.
better, the
Yeah.
cheap ones. So
Cool.
it's like, why buy irons, dude? That's antiquated technology, man. Just fucking buy red dots, bro. Buy a flip up red dot or something.
Flip up red.
That'd be kinda
Yeah,
cool.
the level of trust is not there for me. I mean, I agree, and I've also had some of these cheap dots that I've seen do good things and seen them good reviews. But if I was actually like, and I'm gonna leave for a year to fight with no supplies,
Yep.
I would rather have a carry handle and a Picatinny fixed front sight post than that thing personally.
Yes.
I just
Yes.
don't trust
Yes.
it. I don't know what to tell you. Not gonna start trusting it anytime soon, probably.
Yep.
If it hasn't been battle tested. Right, and that's the thing about government contracts. It doesn't matter, like the government buys a lot of stupid shit, but stuff that has actually been fielded and maintained, remained being fielded through multiple iterations and stuff, like EOTechs, aim points, ACOGs, right? The level of hell that has been put through by thousands and thousands of people is basically impossible to replicate, and they have all said, yeah, this 90% of the times this works.
Oh my God,
Like-
John Guntube is here.
John
Fuck.
Guntube is here.
He said, for 10 schmackaronis, by the way, commies only have the rights I allow them to have. Yeah, it's a mutual
Which is
thing.
0.
It's a mutual thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't take my rights away. Thank you, Focus. Appreciate you. Big time, brother. Big time.
Cameo in chat today.
God bless.
Um,
Yeah, we're gonna shit on commies later. Don't worry. It's coming. I am.
coming up.
No.
I got it.
Yeah.
May I jump in, King?
Yep.
Just a little bit. I see SV89, our strongest warrior, and I gotta agree.
Agartha's
I think
strongest
that people
warrior.
are saying that like a $99 red dot today is the same as a T2 from 2015. I think that's insane cope. I think that's like Reddit tier cope. It's good, and some electronics have gotten cheaper, like TVs now are hella cheap just because they're cranking out millions of them. I think the same thing's happening to dots. But yeah, for Carl to sit there and be like, well, I basically have an aim point T2 because I bought it in 2025. I'm not sold.
They're good enough. They're good enough to rely on for a short time,
Yeah.
right? Like if you have an upper receiver that is like, this is my home defense upper receiver, but you made a short build or something, so it's not your primary one, and you don't want to spend $1,000 on an EOTech or an aim point. Sure, put a cheap $100 dot on there, $200 dot on there. It's probably going to work. Should the day ever come that it breaks, you're not taking that rifle, your SHTF rifle or whatever. You could just, Walmart's still a thing. You can go get another one, no big deal. That makes sense. But something that you're going to be like, this is my duty, for real gun. I would not trust one of those fucking dots on it.
Joker41 for 2 shekels says, are dots winning the war in Ukraine? Just asking. I think fucking doing this number
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't even think they're really aiming in
is
Ukraine.
winning
to
the
be
war
honest
in
with you.
Ukraine. Legitimately. Like, fucking... There's a whole lot of... hold on, let me
Drones.
bring it back up. There's a whole lot of this going on in the war in Ukraine.
Yep.
Tape some blue armbands and change it out for an AK, and you're good to go.
This is what every firefight in the war in Ukraine looks like virtually. All right.
So I understand everybody looking at Ukraine. It makes sense. It is the most like recorded current fight, and you should look to the current fights to see like what's the updated tactics. 100%.
Yeah.
The thing is that the Met TC factors for Ukraine are so vastly anything that would ever take place domestically that it really reduces the value that we're getting from it. But so just keep that in mind, right? A bunch of untrained conscripts fighting in flat terrain with no mountains, no trees, no nothing, and no ability to execute maneuver warfare because they're fighting over the terrain they're trying to occupy.
Yeah.
And they have low tech, but they're being funded by foreign nations infinitely. It's probably not what a war in America would look like.
Absolutely the fuck not. No.
Yep.
Except for maybe the fact that like one optic that I see a lot in the Ukraine conflict fucking videos, the fucking Holosun 510C, dude. Their open emitter square window red dot that they have.
Oh, the aim point, not or the EOTech like adjacent thing, right?
Yeah, it looks like a backwards EOTech basically. Like it's.
I do not like those fucking things.
I mean I don't like them either. They're basically just oversized pistol dots. It's kind of silly looking. But excuse me, see a fucking lot of them. I mean, they're it's making do with what the fuck they have. You know what I mean? Like, it was a fucking tiny nation that was plunged into this massive fucking conflict that they just weren't fucking prepared for because, what was it, like 10 years prior, they were completely fucking gutted by a fucking, like, totally botched election where the fucking president, like, gutted their military and police and then just fled the country. Like, am I remembering that right? I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. Where it's just
Ukraine has been
yeah,
super corrupt for forever.
Like a civil war going on too, essentially.
Yeah, they were like spitting.
They're also fielding Baofings all over the place, right?
Oh, Baofeng.
That's like an equivalent example. Right? Do Baofings work? It is a radio. It will transmit. It will receive. It doesn't just disintegrate in your hands, sure, but like we all know that the quality is way low, the durability is way low, the build construction is way low, the quality control out the factory is way low. They're fielding them not because that's the best radio and it's amazing. That's just what they have access to. That's what they can buy 100,000 of and get to the front lines.
Yep. The red dots, they're getting better, right? I get it. Cool. Technology advances. It doesn't replace your irons though. I mean, it runs on a battery and it's 2 pieces of glass in an aluminum piece of housing. I mean, it's just inherently more fragile and easier to damage and is more prone to weather, swings in weather conditions, temperatures, fog, snow, rain, all that type of stuff. So I get it. Yeah, they're getting better, right? But it's, especially if you're running a cheaper red dot, that's when you want iron sights because hey, this thing, it's pretty good. It's better than it was 5 years ago, but there's still the chance that it goes dead for some reason. It fucking breaks, and now you have the iron sights. And I've personally seen dots that they're supposed to last 1 billion hours, and I put them in the safe for a week, and I take them back out, and the battery's dead. I'm like, what happened? So shit happens, man. Something wrong, yeah.
Something wrong.
I will just add in now, on the modern battlefield, they have technology that can detect glass. Okay, we've seen that pretty well documented. They will just zap you, and when they see that reflection, they'll be able to hone in. So if you want to be total stealth operator, Opper-Niner, and my friends. But I'll add to the point earlier, too. I think we saw Mosins come out of the closet for Ukraine, right?
Yes.
I think we saw people.
Yeah.
So don't judge that as like, hey, this is duty rated because the Ukrainians are using it.
This is an update. Update, guys. Everything is fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I once saw a Ukrainian conscript who was a logistics officer carrying around a Mosin. Therefore, my 9130 or whatever it is duty grade.
He was running a checkpoint 200 miles away from the fucking front line.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. He's a warrior.
Well, you know what? Actually, fun fact, Keltec sent like 4,000 sub-2000s to Ukraine at the beginning of the war. Are they fit for the American self-defense, foreign invader army? Does that mean that the Beats plastic is duty rated? It has seen combat? So
No.
yeah,
Short answer.
we
Not
yeah,
in today's standards.
Spurg over, yes, red dots have gotten better, but they still inherently aren't like durable enough to replace irons in general. Just not how it works. It also runs on a battery still. Guess what?
Yeah. Fucking dog man, bringing up the oldie but a goldie. Get the fucking iron. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so next talking point here. Yeah. Long motherfucking story short, bag of jelly beans up my ass later. Fucking, just because cheap red dots are gooder, don't mean that they replace the function that, or role that a fucking iron sight's serve in. You know what I mean? It's just not the case, brother. It's just not the case. The whole point is not to replace the irons. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? On the embussy logic, the backups, they're there for a fucking reason, and it's not to be replaced. That's all I'm trying to say. For pistols and rifles. You know what I'm saying? I think that's still accurate to say. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're gonna put a fucking red. This isn't 2010 where to put a red dot on your pistol you have to take the fucking rear sight off. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like come
on. Holy shit! Guess what, guys?
What?
Big red dots and big optics don't want you to know this, but you can put the rear sight of your backup irons in front of your main sighting system. It works, and I've confirmed it works. Guess what? The sight radius thing, it's more sight radius than an AK has, and it's easier to use, and you can get your magnified optic as far back as you want. They don't want you to know this. It looks a little funky, but it 100% works. Just gonna impart that knowledge on you kings.
Are walking on thin ice, brother. Very thin ice, brother.
It works.
You
it
are
literally
posting
works, King.
cringe. In general.
It literally works.
This will not stand. Yeah, no. I got clowned on back in the day because I put excuse me, I put my front sight flip up sight on backwards on purpose. Okay, on purpose. People were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like, you know what I mean? Fucking I was like, "Well, it's a 12.5 setup." I know. 12.5 setup. And I just wanted the most sight radius possible because when you have like an embus flipped up, you know, it can either be like that or it can be like that. And it was like an inch difference, you know what I'm saying? I could get an extra inch by turning it the fuck around. It still does the same fucking thing. It's, you know, it's not like having an EOTech backwards on your rifle. Shout out FBI, you know what I mean? Like fucking
hell yeah.
It's not the same. It's just not the fucking same. So, yeah. Next talking point here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is where we get into the good. It's kind of funny. The talking points that get brought up in the video just kind of progressively get. How would you say? More retarded? More
retarded.
Gooberish? Yeah, retarded. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. Like I said, it got worse and worse the longer that you got into it.
Did we even get to the part where they're like,
Don't spoil it. Do not. Do not spoil it.
Okay, never mind.
Don't fucking spoil it. I think we're about to get there. I think we're about to get there. I think. So the next talking point that got brought up was, should your backups? Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. Should your backups be irons, or another red dot, or perhaps even a laser aiming module for shooting with nods? And the big consideration here was having your LPVO or prism sight on a QD mount, because you're not going to just like thumb it off, you know what I'm saying, and then switch over to the other sights. I don't think that's the idea. I don't think that was ever the idea, you know what I'm saying? Fucking, yeah, Wildcat, hop in the Discord, and join in, fucking, and then you can DM me. Thank you, brother. So, Also, by the way, yeah, shameless plug. Haven't done a single plug in fucking an hour.
Man, for
Yeah, fucking go click on links in the description. It will release the good chemicals in your brain, and it will make the Goon Squad very happy. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So fucking anyway, the idea is that, well, should you even have irons? Because if you need to use your irons with an LPVO, you have to take off your fucking LPVO in order to even use your fucking flip-up iron. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, yeah, but I don't think the idea, like G-Watt said earlier, is to do that mid-fucking gunfight. You know, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna take off that fucking LPVO and just throw it in the fucking river, like mid gunfight or some shit, or I'm gonna fucking stow it in my no, like dog. Yeah, like you said, you ain't got time for that. You're not gonna fucking do that. You know what I'm saying? But the idea, I think, is just to, if you're gonna fucking go that route because you have suppressed homosexual trauma in your life and you just have to use LPVOs, bro. You just have to. You know, like it's your calling. You have to fucking use LPVOs. Fucking, and you throw that bitch on a fucking QD mount. You know what I'm saying? Like, the idea isn't that you're gonna fucking take it off mid gunfight, you know, while you're running to cover and saving 100 lives and opening up a school for you know, the unlearned children. Fucking, like, no, you're gonna do it when you're fucking servicing your rifle later on and you don't need to use tools in a fucking foxhole. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think it's for, necessarily. Or you're just switching optics all the fucking time because, you know, you're using them on fucking competitions and shit like that. That might
sure.
be
That's another argument I've also met. I've actually seen a dude one time who had a 308 LWRC battle rifle, an AR-10, and he had like 3 different optics. He had a red dot, a prism, and then an MPVO. I forget which they were, but they're all on QD. And he would just swap optics on the rifle. So it's like, he'd do whatever. He needed a CQB that day, he would just put his fucking EOTech on there, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was pretty nifty, similar to how like the Navy SEALs and myself swap uppers, but even more of a condensed package. But yeah, the point is the longevity of the rifle, right? This is the rifle I'm going to take to a place where I'm not going to have logistics, I'm not going to have serviceability, i.e., combat, infantry, Second Amendment, Civil War, whatever, right? And if something happens to this optic, because things can happen to optics, well, then when there's a lull in the fight or later that night or whatever, I can take that optic off, flip my irons up, and now I have a rifle that I can still aim mission tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. The tell me how often you need to QD off your magnified optic versus how many times the QD gets caught on bullshit. just let me know, because QDs are, unless you get the really high speed one that you need to pull the thing and, you know, like twist its nipple and do the latch to get it to come off, and that's cool, I guess. But QDs are also a snag hazard. I am not a fan. So cool, you retain 0 and all that, but like, let me know how many times, chat, let me know, run a QD for a few years, let me know how many times it gets caught up on your sling and other bullshit, let me know how many times you need to yank it off because your optic's fucked and you need to pop up your iron sights mid-fight.
Yeah.
I will be the QD strongest defender boomer. I do think they have a place, like Guat said, and Bones may not know this, but the LaRue tactical, you can put a little zip tie in them so they don't come out or whatever, and you can feel really gay and special. But I think it's cool for kind of what Guat said too. You can swap options, and they do have less than half ammo. Return to 0. That's what they claim. But I know Bones is like, he's the snag. He's kind of like the mother, I guess. He's watching out for us, making sure we don't get tripped up, and we love it. Thank you, Bones.
No, I mean they do have their use case, like on my main fighting rifle. Guess what? The QD's biggest hater has a QD on my magnifier. And it's one of those little fancy ones that you have to, you know, pinch the nipple of and twist and like do all this fancy stuff to get it off. But that's because it's the magnifier. So for me, it's like I can take this off when I don't need it, and I can slap it on when I do. Cool. And if it fucking gets caught on something, it gets yanked off. Oh no, it's my magnifier. It's not a big deal. But yes, biggest QD hater. They do have their use.
What the fuck am I saying? Joker41 donated 2 schmackaronis. And said, again, competition shooting is polluting the fucking water. Yeah.
Yes.
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 Yes, it is. It very much is. This we got to take a stand. We got to stand on business. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, like
How dare you attack my larposphere?
Yeah, stay in your lane. Yeah, that's something that honestly I'm seeing a lot in a lot of different coming from a lot of different people, and I think John Guntube covered that one guy who was like, competing is literally everything and the only thing civilians can do to get better. It's like, no kidding, like we're going too far away from the military, and like everybody's all pissed and tired of SWAT and SF guys. Now we're going to the competition shooters, and a lot of what they have to say is valuable and all that, but they're playing a different game, a literal game. It's not the same as guys who are setting up their rifle for home defense or civilian defense or all that type of stuff.
The Met TC is huge. Go ahead, Porterman.
You sure, King?
Yeah. You're good, dog.
All right, well, I was just gonna say there is this weird obsession of like tearing stuff down just because it's old or just because it's doctrine. Like people come up with all sorts of reasons to hate on the ACOG, right? And I think it's just because it was a comment somebody made earlier is in range just hating on irons to be like anti-FUD. And I think there is some of that mentality of like, dude, I gotta discover the next. You guys didn't figure it out, but I'm really smart. And I'm gonna discover what the actual ideal is. So there is that mentality going around.
Yeah, I can see it. We're in a space where everybody wants to have their original idea. I was the first one to do it. Super smart.
So MetTC is huge. Like, think about what you're going to be using this particular build for, and then when you're seeking advice for whatever tactics, gear, et cetera, think about the experiences and the mindset of the piece of what the people are telling you. Right, you aren't the military, you aren't a competition shooter, unless you are, then you are. But whatever the situation is, right? And there's lots of different. The civilian is a unique thing. You kind of have to pull from multiple segments, right? You have like your with rule of law, home defense, EDC stuff when Walmart is available and you can buy whatever and et cetera, and then you have to worry about, well, if stuff ever does get really bad, which is kind of fantasy, but if it does, then you're going to be like the infantry, but with no logistical resupply. So then like having stuff that's when like a carry hand site post like makes the most sense. Like, I'm just a dude out here with nothing, no one's coming to help me. This is gonna fucking work no matter what. It can't break, can't get cold, can't run out of batteries, can't get cracked, can't get fogged.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's a fucking backup. That's literally the whole fucking point, dude. Yeah. No.
And even then, like I'll go so far as to say if if somebody's like, hey, this is I'm not returning home, or hey, you're gonna have to go out and fight with this rifle. Like, no shit, you're gonna be closing with and engaging and destroying the enemy. What would you rather have? A $100 to $200 red dot or a carry handle fixed front sight block? Fixed front sight block carry handle every fucking day of the week. Absolutely will die on this hill. Now, if you say $200 red dot and a backup set of irons, I'll probably go, yeah, that's fine. Like, cool, awesome. But if you are like, hey, you are going to be in a potentially 0 to 300 fight with people who want to fucking kill you in a hostile environment. You don't know the scenario. You don't know the temperature. You don't know if it's going to rain or not. You don't know if you're going to be falling into fucking trenches, getting in and out of vehicles. Just give me the iron sight instead of some cheap red dot, please, and thank you.
Yeah, and I'll add, people gas up like warranties, Vortex especially. People are like, oh, dude, they have the infinite warranty. And that's cool. I'm not hating on Vortex, but you're not going to get Optics Planet to deliver to the trenches, right? So you better make sure that sucker's good to go.
Yep.
Agreed.
Big time. Okay, so, yeah, yeah, I think I touched on it at the beginning. It's not a replacement. It's not a conversation. You know what I mean? Like in that austere environment where you're like, I need the lowest common denominator because I know it's going to fucking work 10 times out of 10. I need it on the rifle. It's not a fucking question. You know what I'm saying? Competition setting, sure. Exception, not the rule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Total exception. When it comes I don't really know anybody that has a laser aiming module and not backup iron sights. You know what I mean? Like I don't really understand that argument.
On my SPR, I have a 4-16, and I have the RMR up on top of that, which is the dual loom, so it's tritium and fiber optic, takes no batteries. And then I have a laser aiming module on there, but I don't have any iron sights, just because it's getting ridiculous with shit, right? But
Yeah.
But you have a secondary aiming device.
I have 2 aiming devices on it, and one of
Yeah.
those aiming devices is super durable and requires no batteries.
Yeah.
And it's also an SDR too, so you're going to be in more of a DMR role type stuff anyway, so it makes sense. Very understandable.
Blake de Bloke is asking. He says, opinion on using an ACOG on top of a carry handle.
It sucks.
Certified giraffe homies fucking only. You know what I mean? Literally. Long neck homies only. It
sucks.
It's not it. It's really not it.
It sucks.
Yeah,
it's not fun. I've tried it a couple times. I've even tried like a carry handle red dot. Listen, it's the vibes. It's cool. Night vision enjoyers fucking love it. It sucks though. It puts your fucking what is it? Center of mass super high, and now your rifle's really awkward. And welcome to chin weld. It's not a good sign. If it's all you got, right? Cool. Like if you have a fucking C7 upper and you've got the ACOG, like sure you can make it work. You get capability, but if you live in the year that is not 2004, and you have a flat top king, it's not the move. Too much height over bore.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. I did the skyscraper. Cringe fucking shit. You know, I tried drinking the Kool-Aid and I immediately went, eh! You know, I said, this sucks! You know? So, yeah, this shit was icky. Did not fuck with it. I can't imagine that a fucking ACOG at 2.21 inches would be even an iota better. I don't think it would be. So, no, I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it. It looks cool. Oh, yeah, it's sex. Don't worry. To the eyes, it is sex, but... In practicality, I think there's a reason why it's in the past, brother. There's a reason why it's in the past. You know what's not in the past? Backup iron sights on duty rifles. So, yeah.
Holy shit.
Subtle foreshadowing, right? Subtle foreshadowing. Here's another... Okay, this is the first of the actual brain rot takes, okay? Like the first ones, okay, like just to recap, okay, for everybody that's here. 65 people watching, by the way. Very cool, very based. Please like the stream if you like what you see. And if you don't, keep that shit to yourself, King. To kind of recap, also check out the description. Click on links. It'll make me very happy, horny long time. To recap, talking points. Red dots cheaper than irons. By the way, full disclosure, this is a video that we're making because of the in-range TV video talking about irons being obsolete. Full disclosure. And this is the talking points that they said, and sort of our thoughts on it briefly. Red dots being cheaper than irons, therefore irons obsolete. Negative. They serve in different fucking roles. Maybe if you're in a competition setting, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, where it's a very controlled environment, and you just kind of need that, like, you could prioritize that speed over reliability, because, you know, you need to make split-second fucking sort of corrections on shit going wrong, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that, oh yeah, that doesn't happen in a fucking gunfight ever, but, like, obviously there's a consideration for durability and reliability. The iron sights and red dots just serve two different fucking purposes. It's the point of red dots wasn't to replace iron sights completely. Maybe at first that was kind of the idea, because we're like, damn, this is the secret sauce, you know what I mean? But like, what came next? Backup fucking irons, because people were just like, yeah, no, this is a good idea, because red dots fucking sucked back in the day. You know what I mean? And then that segues into the next point. Red dots are cheaper than irons, so it's just like, well, what is the fucking point of having irons? And the cheap irons, or I'm sorry, the cheap red dots are really fucking good now. And it's like, yeah, that is the case. But again, that doesn't prove the fucking point that irons are meant to be fucking replaced, because it's just like, well, what is the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, red dot just as good. So why have iron sights on your fucking gun? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's not gonna break. You're not gonna take it off and put up your fucking, like, no, obviously, fucking big brain, like, but especially with a red dot that's co-witness to some degree, you can still utilize the fucking irons if the red dot breaks. Competition setting is the exception, not the rule. Fucking, yeah, backup irons are not for competitions. No shit. Red dots don't fail. The cheapest ones are getting better and better. Again, broken record here. They don't replace the fucking role that irons function in. And they
just lie. They say red dots don't fail. They do though.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they fucking do. Obviously. Yeah. So if they don't fail, cool. Why would you want to have a backup canted red dot on your red dot? Yeah, if the first one's never going to fail,
then why would the second one? Yeah, exactly.
Kind of weird. Kind of fucking weird, if you ask me. And then the last point before we move on to the next one: should your backups be irons or another red dot, or perhaps even a laser aiming module if you're shooting with nods? Because I guess it's just nighttime all the time, and if your red dot goes down for fucking non-passive aiming, then fucking yeah, just turn on that there fucking laser and just start fucking pointing and shooting, big dog. I don't think we need to spend a whole lot of time recouping that one. The consideration.
It's nighttime. You should be sleeping.
Yeah, you should just go to bed. Go night night. You got school tomorrow. So yeah. And then here we are, the real frontal lobe de-evolution shit right here. Okay, like this is some pure lizard brain shit. Okay. Oh man, I was like, my blood pressure was raising driving home listening to this shit. These last few points. You shouldn't waste money and ammo mastering irons. Just focus on mastering your optic.
Yeah, you should probably have a general understanding of how to use everything. Not only like your rifle, but all like you need to know how to shoot guns, revolvers, single action, double action pistols, striker fire pistols, pump action shotguns, semi-automatic shotguns, bolt guns, lever guns, red dots, iron sights, multiple types of iron sights, whether it's a peep sight or your traditional, whatever they call it, notch and whatever, et cetera, prisms, LPVOs, MPVOs. Like if you want to be like, oh, I'm squared away, I'm ready, I'm a warrior, I'm a gunfighter, I'm whatever, right? I'm gonna protect America, I'm a Second Amendment guy, I'm a militia guy, whatever you want to call yourself, a Minuteman. You probably should at least understand and have touched these things before. I'll pretty much leave it at that.
Yeah.
Start with what's the most reliable and consistent, which is going to be iron sights. It's going to be your foundation. It's going to be the most reliable and consistent, the least points of failure. Sure, you don't need to master it, whatever, I guess, but like be capable and be able to use it. Because a lot of guys, this is probably where some of the copium comes from, is, well, I have backup iron sights and my main optic has never failed and I don't even zero them, so why do I even have them? It's like that ain't the mindset.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yep, exactly. It's not the mindset to have, and you should start with what's most reliable and capable. Yes, focus on your main sighting system, but yeah. Don't master irons. Well, at least know how to fucking use them. Like, it's kind of the argument of, well, I drive an automatic. Why would I ever need to learn how to drive a stick shift? Like, it's a good skill to have. You don't need to be able to race a stick shift, but being able to, get home in one in the event you needed to, or maybe that's the vehicle you have because shit's hit the fan and a bunch of the vehicles are fucked, but that stick still works. Hey, might not be a bad idea to at least be able to locomote within it.
Fucking Traveler 1970 really hit it on the nose. He said, "Don't worry about braking, just master steering and accelerating the car."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, real shit. Real fucking shit, dude. Did anybody else have any talking points before I go absolutely fucking demon mode on this point?
Well, I'll just add one. We beat it to death, but I'll just add one. Yeah, you should know how to use the sighting system that comes with every single gun ever. Also, if you don't think irons fail, I did a little post. We did some scientific experimenting on the channel a while ago, which I don't know if the links are working or not, but I asked people, have you ever had to use your backup iron sights ever? I thought it'd be like 1%, 2%. It's a lot of people who have had to do it because sometimes the hollow suns went down, sometimes whatever the Trigicon went down. There was one Trigicon, but go read that post. There's a lot of Holosuns that went down. So be prepared.
I've had
Kings.
Holosun red dots on my pistol go down many times.
This shit kind of newbie break.
What? Oh my god! The glass on my gun, my hard use item, breaks sometimes. The electronics they fail.
Dude, no mommy's way, dude. What the fuck, Richard? Fucking. All right, so. Okay. All right. Chat, lock the fuck in. Okay. All right.
Brace yourselves. Everybody sit down.
Wasting money and time and ammo. Mastering your iron sights, or I'm sorry, just mastering your fucking red dot is quite possibly the most retarded shit I've ever heard in my fucking life. Like, I didn't know that fucking people could say things so stupid. Like, I didn't think it was humanly fucking possible. Thomas, the Arizona furry, says, I just had my pistol dot die mid-stage at a match. I'm glad I had backup irons to finish. Amen, brother. Hey, too bad you didn't replace your front sight with another fucking red dot mount. You know what I'm saying? You could have saved yourself a big step there.
Yep. Same shit happened. I've had multiple Holosun red dots either fly off my gun or just stop. Just die instantly in the middle of shooting it. I'm like, all right, well, time to use the irons, I guess.
There it is. Oh, reliable.
Yep.
Fucking
well,
dude.
There they are, crawling back to me.
Come back to Papa. Fucking. So, like, dude, like homie said, like, why the fuck are you just gonna neglect fucking this, like, crucial aspect of marksmanship and understanding the fucking use of your rifle? Okay, irons have been a thing, they are a thing, and they always fucking will be a thing. Why the fuck are you making the conscious decision to fucking ignore them? Like, this is just actual lizard brain fucking logic here. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh yeah, just focus on just mastering the fucking, the primary optic system on your fucking rifle. Don't even bother with that fucking shit, that plastic shit on your rifle, that your secondary aiming shit in case the first one fucking breaks. It's like, dude, think about it like this, chat. Okay? Think about it like this. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay? That is, like, if the fucking optic breaks, okay, I understand that they're coming from the competition stance and approach to this. You know what I'm saying? Logan Moorfield joined. He is officially a Goon Squad member. Amen, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Your contribution makes me so horny. Thank you. Fucking yeah, it's like hold on, give me a sec here. Let me collect myself. I'm getting worked up.
Yeah, he's spurging out right now.
I am actually fucking spurging. Like, do you know how long it takes to fucking master using a red dot? I could teach a literal ape how to use a red dot in about 30 minutes. Okay? The difficulty that is, like, implied and obvious with shooting irons is very fucking high. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more factors at play because you have to do a lot of the fucking work when you're shooting with irons, right? So, why the fuck would you purposely neglect the most fucking difficult part? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are probably going to make the argument of, like, oh, well, what about les automobiles? You know what I'm saying? Like, every car is fucking automatic. Why should I worry about driving stick? And it's just like, sure, bud. You know, apples to oranges. However, fucking, like, you don't necessarily have... Well, first of all, you don't have backup transmissions for your car, so, I mean, that's not really a valid argument. They're not QD. So, fucking, like, using fucking irons is quite difficult. So why not just have a very, at least basic understanding and practical fucking knowledge and experience using fucking iron sights, so that God forbid if your fucking $110 fucking Holosun breaks, you at least know how to fucking use them out to 100 fucking meters.
Yeah, and this is where I'll say, like, the advice is so bad, it's almost like you wonder, like, is he trying to sabotage people? But then it's like in-range TV viewers, so do we care too much? I don't know. But this is the mentality of, okay, they drive to the match, shoot for like a half hour or an hour, and they drive home. They pick up a soy latte and a Funko Pop on the way, and they get batteries. So that's the mentality. If you told me, hey, Proturban, apocalypse is coming, you gotta have something on you for 5+ years, dude, it's not gonna be the EOTech, it's not gonna be the Die, it's probably gonna be the Irons or the Trigi, the ACOG. I walk out the door with that, no worries.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah. I had an interesting poll on the YouTube channel about what people would have if they could only have one on their or actually no, it wasn't only one. It was what would their main fighting optic be, and it was almost tied between Prism, Red Dot, and ACOG. But and then Iron Sights was very small, but I didn't specifically specify only. And I'm very curious, if you could only have one, what would people choose? And if I could only have one, I would just want to make sure that I'll give up some capability for the one that will always work every time. Also, irons come on, like Proturban said, come on literally every gun ever, forever, in the existence of ever. So being able to use it is probably a good idea.
If I can only have one aiming device ever, it would be iron sights. It just would.
Yes,
You know,
yes, Queen, go off.
It just would. I'm not gonna put a fucking battery operated like literally, like if I touch a red dot, my hand explodes type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like it is haram to touch a prism sight or something in this hypothetical. Like, yeah, no, I'm just if it's end of the world as we know it, you know, or whatever the fuck, Goon LARP scenario. The West has fallen due to HOA Karens. And we're being besieged by Askrakistan. You only get one, or else big gay. I'm just using irons. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm just only gonna fucking use irons because it's. I know I can count on it, and that's FUD as fuck. But like, you know what? They were onto something when they said that. Like they kind of had a point.
Iron sights with canted irons. Yeah, nobody says if you've got iron sights you need a set of canted ones because they might fail.
Yeah.
They might break. So, but these guys are suggesting, well, just have 2 red dots. Why not?
That's literally the counter argument here. Just have 2 red dots. You know what I'm saying?
Well, why would you need that if they never fail?
Yeah.
Why would you say something like that?
Oh God. This hurts. This is a painful conversation to have. I didn't expect to have this. Anybody have any other points before we get on to the second to last talking point?
I have one.
Okay.
One we didn't get to yet. There was a comment made, and it made me be like, is this bait? Is this real? Like, there's no way this is a genuine statement, but then I'm like, no, it definitely is. They had said, LPVOs don't fail. Have you ever seen an LPVO fail? No. Oh, yeah, so they never fail because, they have an illuminator and an etched reticle, so they never fail. And I was like, what the fuck are we talking about now?
They mean don't run out of battery.
Yeah.
Because that's the only failures they've ever encountered, because they shoot competitions and don't actually, like, carry or live with or do hard stuff with their guns on them. Mm-hmm. Yes, LPVOs... LPVOs, much like MPVOs, have a bunch of, or just like MPVOs, have a bunch of like moving parts and gears and multiple panes of glass and things that are very easy to break on the inside. It's just, objectively, they are the most fragile optics. Now, you can buy super high quality ones, right? Like Night Force is pretty legendary, and Leopold's also for their durability with those style of optics. But it's still objectively not as durable as a Prism or a Red Dot. Yeah, for sure. Yep. They're more complex. There's more moving parts inside of it. You can't make it not that way. So yeah, like they are the most fragile optics, and the reason everybody hates on LPVOs is because you get all of this fragility, but then you don't get the pros from an MPVO. Not to turn this into an LPVO hate video, but That's why LPVOs get shit on, because it's like you took you have a combat optic only, but now you made it fragile, which doesn't even make sense, right? You should either have like an advanced optic that has some fragility to it, but you accept that because of all the other pros it gives you, or you have a more basic, simple, less magnification combat optic because of your the durability that gives you as a frontline foot soldier.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. It's all, it's important to base what your reality is off of your own experiences, right? And I'm certain those guys have never experienced an LPVO fail. But if they just preface this by saying iron sights are obsolete in competitions, that wouldn't be a super hot take, right? That wouldn't be super exciting, not much engagement.
Yep.
But sure, I would absolutely agree. Red dots are faster, sure. And the LPVOs, they never fail. They probably don't fail very often in competitions unless you drop them or, I don't know, they fall off a rack or something. But, so I get it. But it all goes back to, yes, VCOG. VCOG overrated. VCOG kind of base, though. VCOG kind of cool. Just kidding. I've never had one. But bring it all back. It's just people need to stop trying to be something they're not, okay? Like, if you're a competition wizard, you're like, I see so many guys, because this would be a good video. If somebody was, Ben Stager was like, dudes have backup iron sights on their competition guns, and it's fucking stupid. They're wasting weight. They're wasting, money. They're limiting their rail space. Cool. That's valid. Very valid, very reasonable take. But that's not what this was. This was a bunch of individuals of intellect spreading misinformation online.
Bunch of individuals, if you will.
Yes, A level. They have an IQ.
Right on. Anything else?
That's it. That was my One Piece Kings. Thank you for letting me dig in my own butt.
All right, very good. So, the one of the last talking points they talked about. This is the second to last one. All right. Fucking before the big brain rot. They were talking about, military examples of iron sights being like superbly simplified, or not superbly, but superfluously simplified. Big word there, chat. Look it up, if you can even spell it. Iron sights users typically cannot spell. If you have 2 red dots, you are clearly very intelligent. So, but they said that the military real-world examples, excuse me. These iron sights, they weren't exactly like zeroable. They couldn't be zeroed fully. They couldn't be adjusted. They're non-adjustable. That's what they said. They could be zeroed, but they were non-adjustable. So, and the specific example was like the AK-47 platform.
Yes, known for its accuracy.
Yes, very much known for its accuracy indeed. But they're not adjustable. Only for elevation, and that's it. Which is just straight up not true. I did approximately 5 seconds of Googling and found somebody literally taking a casing, a spent casing, holding it on the pin in the front sight and tapping it with a hammer to adjust drift, windage on a fucking front sight for an AK specifically.
Yeah, there's a clamp thing. There's a thing right in the middle. Yep.
It can be adjusted. They even sell tools for it. You can literally adjust. It's literally like a Glock rear sight tool, but it's for the front sight of an AK. Chat, you following me here? Do you understand the words that I'm saying? Fucking,
so
you can do it quite easily too.
Lucas Bakken has left the chat. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So, like, I'm
yes,
not
AK
sure
irons
where.
are adjustable and can be zeroed for windage and elevation. Big surprise. Crazy concept. Yeah. Yep, it can.
Weird example to bring up. Incorrect. But also, big brain moment here. Every fucking modern set of backup irons can be adjusted. I'm not really sure what the argument is here. It's just like, yes, look at this example from 150 years ago. Clearly, this is why iron sights are obsolete. And it's just like, well, 1, wrong. 2, yes, they can. And 3, they can still, and if not, easier today.
Yeah, I don't even know what their point was, because they said all that, but then they also said then they shit on the ones that are adjustable. Then they're like, the Marines did the adjustable ones just because they wanted better scores at the KD range, which isn't even like isn't even an insane thought to have. I mean, I could push back on that a little bit, but it's like, well, which do you want? Do you want one with adjustments or do you want one without adjustments?
Yeah.
I guess they're just shit on all iron sights.
Yeah, we
even
changed it to have adjustments.
Even these
fixed the
shitty,
problem.
these aren't shitty, but even these like canted pistol sights for a rifle that are meant to be like competition, quick shooting pistol irons for competitions on a rifle. They're adjustable, chat.
Spoiler
You
alert.
can zero them.
You could zero them and adjust them if needed. If you're taking a fucking 500-meter shot.
Whoa!
So
Crazy concept, I know.
yeah, real shit. So just kind of a goober take. I just definitely needed to kind of put that one down like old Yeller. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
it's just wrong on so many levels. You know, on almost every facet. I don't even understand why it made it into the video. Did anybody else have any points on that they wanted to fucking?
Yeah, well, this is just where it really became like Redditor slop, like ranting, because there's, but they just want to hit paper targets at 800 meters on the range, dude. Why do you think they practice that?
Yeah,
like,
plug
why
and
do
play,
you think
dude.
that's cool that you can dial and hit up to 800. So that was like a thought-provoking moment. It really shows you there's not a whole lot going on in the noggins over there.
Yeah, it also like it's a useful thing. It's in the infantry setting, in a team setting, right? If you have a squad in a support by fire position, and like you can run all of them. If it's a windy day, you can tell that whole squad, if they all have the same iron sights, you can tell that whole squad, hey, everybody shift 3 clicks left for this wind, and you can run that. You can remind them, put it at this elevation, and those easy adjustments. If just like even if it's just a squad leader that has the wherewithal to understand what's going on, he can issue those commands and instantly make his entire unit much more accurate from a like area suppression, small area suppression standpoint, which obviously is an entire like they from their competition experiences and clearly from the mindsets, they're not even they haven't even begun to think a thought that could possibly be related to that thought. So I understand being completely removed from that. But yeah, I mean that's why these things exist in those settings and those scenarios, because they are useful.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like they're not unintelligent on historical firearms. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like weirdly out of character to kind of have this sort of like confirmation bias to be like we're already fucking 15 minutes deep into this fucking idea. Like we gotta really fucking send it home and just kind of like hope that nobody fucking notices or something. You know what I mean? Like, and it just doesn't make sense. Like I said, it's wrong. Just wrong think. It's incorrect. It's not true. Not factual. Fact checked it. Sorry. Twitter said it's wrong. Fucking, and the real world application. I mean, yeah, sure, it's not something that you can necessarily do on the fly for a 9130 fucking Mosin Nagant, but it's also like that's not what most people in the Western world are utilizing. And even like Homeboy said earlier, the fucking RPD has a windage adjustable rear sight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't don't understand this fucking argument in the slightest. I think it was definitely kind of made on a whim, or fired from the hip without much thought. Which whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. Well, I'm simply spotting a bullshit statement and putting some truth out there instead in its place.
Yes.
I'm trying to counteract the wrong with the right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And the comments were letting them know. I mean, the comments were definitely letting them have it of like, yeah, hey, I still run irons. So you love to see that. And T Swift, no, I didn't want to watch it. It just came up on the algorithm, the algo for me. Maybe they knew it was rage bait. The AI knew. So, and that's why we're here. We're having a great time. Absolutely. 56 people. About
Crazy
56.
numbers.
That is tough. That is tough after an hour and a half. Most people start doom scrolling on Instagram by now. So thank you for being here, chat. Please do like the stream. Go in the description, click on all of the links, and never stop clicking on the links ever. And thank you very much for hanging out. Please subscribe and check out these guys' channels. Alright, sorry, I'm not good at any of that, so you know what to do. Fucking last talking point here. Alright. This is the big one. This is the big stink. Alright, this one definitely like I had to shut the video off here. So if there's another point after this that is equally or more egregious, I don't know about it because I was just like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Like I can't. So the point was, and I'm going to paraphrase here. Okay, I didn't go play by play, but you could literally click on the fucking video and come to the same conclusion. Okay, that virtually every fucking handguard, free float handguard, okay, chat, bear with me if you haven't seen the video. To bear with me here. Virtually every free float handguard with a front sight block mounted on it is not zeroed. That was the fucking statement that was made. Okay, I was like,
what?
I'm like, this has to be like, is it like April 1st or something? Like, am I fucking missing something? Like, I'm being
they actually went back and then like recanted themselves.
Yeah.
They go, it's not zeroed. They go, well, you can use it still to engage man-sized targets out to 200 or 300 yards. But I mean,
so what the fuck is
not
zero
zeroed.
then? Is zero just like knowing where the bullet's gonna impact 10 times out of 10? Like, what the fuck is your zero then? What kind of crazy zero do you have where you just always know where the fucking bullet is going to hit? Like, oh, well, yeah, because literally that was the fucking very next thing they said. They're like, yeah, sure, can it be used for a minute-a-man target or something like that? And it's just like, what the fuck else is a fucking iron sight for? It's not like an iron sight is a 2 MOA dot. It's a fucking, like, 1/8-inch wide blade on a fucking, on a rifle that, dude. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Yeah, and they were trying to say like, oh, it floats, so it floats around like a ghost or something. So I don't know.
like a ghost.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Some fucking helium handguards, boy.
Oh.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? An FSB non-free floated handguard also experiences shift when you rest it on cover.
Yeah, it's the
Whoa!
same fucking dude.
Crazy.
This is where I took the bait. I'm not gonna lie. I took the bait, guys. I was like, sources? So I started doing some digging, like a fucking Redditor, and I found these articles. Okay, these conclusions. I got some notes here on my doom rectangle.
Hell yeah.
This one comes from Guns America. Big name in the industry. Big name. And this article is called "Rails to Find Zero." Okay, this is a pretty good one. This might be the only article I talk about, but this was just like, I'm like, there is fucking literally no way, because how is this was the point they said. They said, if you really want a true zero for a front sight, it has to be mounted to the barrel.
That is what they said.
Cap. Stop the cap.
Sure,
dude.
bud. Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
One barrel goes like this
Duly noted.
when I rest on something. Interesting.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, because sure, the front sight block isn't moving, but it doesn't mean that the barrel isn't, and therefore your sight alignment isn't moving. But yeah. So anyway, the Guns America article here is called "Rails to Find Zero," and basically they tested a handful of different free float handguards. Some of them were receiver mounted, some of them were barrel nut mounted. Big distinction here, okay? Most high quality, just to kind of give you a too long didn't read version, most high quality handguards that, you know, people use for like laser aiming modules and shit like that, for passive aiming under nods, they use a handguard that is barrel nut mounted because it is a much more secure design. Obviously, once you get into like material and the handguard rigidity, shorter handguards and stiff material is better.
And more material.
Yeah, just make it not flex as much, like a super thin M-Lock aluminum one that's fucking 18 inches long on your 20-inch build. Yeah, that's
and you
probably...
don't have to. You don't have to put your front sight post all the way out to the end. Also, you can creep that motherfucker up tighter if you do have some shift.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Crazy concept.
The point here, they tested an equal amount of force, 25 pounds of downward force, on a rail slot. Okay, that was the standard metric across the board for all of these handguards. And they measured a point of impact shift at 100 yards. Okay, like they saw a difference of 4.4 inches to as high as 14.6 inches, and you're like, oh my god, they were right all along. Dude, okay, listen. Yes, very fucking cheap handguards that are receiver mounted are probably going to fall into that category, right? Or ones that are very long and also fall into that category. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a 20-inch rifle, free float 18-inch handguard for whatever the fuck reason, and it's not fucking barrel nut mounted, you're kind of fucking yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't plan on using iron sights. I just wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be like suspiciously fucking cheap. So, like yeah. Don't get me wrong. Think about that. Applying what the fuck are you doing? Where you're in cover or something, shooting from a barricade, and you're not just pressing down on the fucking handguard. Say you're shooting with a fucking laser aiming module or backup irons, whatever. What the fuck are you doing where you're applying engineers out there? This isn't a shearing force. What is this? What type of force is this? Do we know? I'm not smart, chat. You gotta help me out here. You're applying this kind of force between the fucking rear and the front of the
downward.
Gun. Yeah, downward. Yeah. So fucking you're applying this sort of fucking force on the rifle where you're literally bearing down on the fucking middle and not far out front, bracing it against the cover, throwing your fucking shift off or your point of impact off fucking 4 inches at 100 yards. It's just not fucking likely. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a realistic sort of, shooting method. Can that sort of force be applied? Yes. Will the fucking the foregrip bounce back? Also yes. Not foregrip, handguard. Will the handguard also bounce back? Probably also yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be stuck bent in that position unless it's a super cheap, really big piece of shit fucking handguard.
Yes, if you have a full-length Radical Firearms lightweight handguard and you mount a iron sight to it, and then you grab the magwell and your pistol grip and slam it into cover, and then lean down as much as you can. Yes, you can probably throw off your zero by like a foot and some change. Sure. Be cognizant if you so happen to be a magwell gripper enjoyer and love to retard strength down on your rifle and have a really cheap handguard. God bless. Thank you, Kings.
Yeah, I don't know where this FUD take suddenly came from of like, oh, handgun guards are going to shift, because I've seen it in a couple other videos recently too, and it's like, well, Geisley has solved this problem with the Super Duty, the little notch that literally goes into your upper so it literally cannot move. Daniel Defense has solved this problem. They have anti-rotational tabs. So I don't know, it's almost like new FUD lore of like, oh, that dangle is going to shift on you, Sonny, and not to go friendly fire. I generally like brass, but Brassfax said this in a recent video too of like, dude, it's just gonna shift, and the comments were like, if it's installed properly, it really shouldn't be doing that for you, boss.
Yep.
To be very minimal at most.
Tighten your nuts, boys. You gotta tighten those nuts.
You gotta tighten those. Yeah, cannot forget
torque
to tighten
specs
those
exist.
nuts. Yeah, no, exactly. Ulmer, BCM, that they like really aren't that expensive, all things considered, for a good, high quality fucking upper rifle, full build, whatever you want to do. They do the same thing. It's barrel mounted fucking handguards. Very, very good, tight spec. Like, the shit is generally speaking fucking good to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand this fucking logic here. Like you said, Protraban, fucking I'm having a hard time adjusting to like new age boomer FUD lore. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I talked about this in a previous video that I got a lot of hate for, was the Glocks are not that good, basically, the Glock slander video that I made, where it's just like, I'm like, I'm like, fucking dude, this like fucking Glock dick riding that's going on in the modern era is literally the same thing as 1911 FUDs. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? It's just they're 30 years younger. Like, that's the only fucking difference between
You
1911
just don't
fans
get
and
it,
Glock
man.
fans.
It's perfection, man.
It's
Catherine
fucking
Glock is gonna
perfection.
breed my horses with
Truly.
me, man.
Yeah. This
It's
is horse
awesome.
It was
cum
perfection
ingenuity.
25 years ago, maybe.
Fuck,
It was
dude.
yes.
It was meant to be cheap and mass-produced from the beginning, and yet it is the fucking standard somehow. I don't get it. It's overpriced.
AKs have entered the chat.
Fucking
This
overpriced,
works,
dude.
man.
Oh, it works. Yeah,
They do. We don't
I
hate
get
on
it.
them. I don't hate
Totally
on
get
Glocks.
I do.
Base, you should.
I do. Not
I'll
like,
always
if,
carry a Glock.
if money isn't an issue,
It's personal with
I guess
the
Glocks
M&P
aren't that
guys.
bad. Oh,
I do
really?
like
Because the
NMP a lot.
They're trying to supplant and be like the American Glock. And they're like, look at us, we passed the ice test and the Grand Thumb snow test. And everyone's like, well, we don't really care. Good for you. We're sticking with Glock. And so it's frustrating in that way. I get it, bros. I get it, M&P bros. But yeah, no, it's a good gun for sure.
Hold on. Shh, he's not talking about you, baby. It's okay. It's all right. He's not talking about you. Fuck
I
it.
do like
There's
the
only
shield.
one. There's only one Glock I hate on. That's a Glock 19 because the RXM exists.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Shield is good.
I like. Trust me. I don't want to hate Glock. This isn't turning into a Glock video chat, by the way. Fucking. I don't hate Glocks. Okay, I just want them to be better. Fucking Gen 5s are egregious. Like Glock is getting away with murder,
Don't
and
tell
you guys
Trench.
are letting it happen. Oh, dude, we already fucking. I'm pretty sure.
Your biggest thing is you're just mad about the price. Do you think it should be like $100 cheaper or whatever? That's your
Yes,
beef.
I think the MOS version should be the standard version because that's how it is across the fucking industry. Every gun
Yes.
that's being released in the modern day is coming optics ready with a rail, fucking steel sights, for crying out loud, fucking steel sights, not placeholder plastic sights. It's fucking stupid. Like, no, and then not charging fucking $500 for it MSRP. Like, that's just, it's fucking silly, dude. Like, really? Like, and we're just letting it fucking happen. People are just fucking eating it up. They just fucking love the way that Glock dicks fucking taste. They can't have it any other fucking way.
Fair gripes, but I'll keep sucking that Glock dick.
Yeah, I'm sure. Gen 3, I think, is kind of like the line where I'll draw. I think Gen 3 is fucking good because you can... I mean, even some Gen 5s, like...
Don't tell Trent, dude.
Yeah,
dude,
don't tell Trench Grenade.
man,
Gen 3s
I
are
really,
awesome.
really don't give a fuck what Trench thinks. So fucking, literally, like, it stops with Gen 3s because Gen 3s aren't overpriced anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Like,
Gen
fucking,
3s are awesome.
yeah, they're great. Great aftermarket support. Fucking, SV89 says Gen 3 the gayest one, dude. You tripping, man? Fucking.
I carry a Gen 4. They did have problems for a while. Glock was quick to work them out. The Gen 5s I do like. My wife has one. I think it's pretty Swizz beats. Eventually, I'll probably pick up a new Glock 19 Gen 5, but I'm not in a rush.
I like the Gen 4. It's my first real pistol I ever owned was Gen 4 Glock 19. I liked it. It was good.
Honesty. I have a 48. I tell myself it's a Gen 5. I'm coping and seething because it's basically a Gen 5. It has all the features of a Gen 5, and it's a better 19. There, I said it. The 48, especially with high capacity mags. That's gonna make everybody furious.
Truly.
What's the 48? It's the 17 frame with the 19 slide.
So listen up, chat. 48 is the exact same length and height of the 19. It's just slightly thinner for concealed carry. And now you have the PSA 15 round mags. And I just said PSA. We're going to have Pavlovian responses in the chat. People are going to go crazy. It actually worked. Something PSA made actually work. So it is just literally a thinner 19. Now, why would you go with the 19? I guess if you want more reciprocating mass, you want a beefier gun to soak up the recoil. But the 48, in other ways, is like a slimmer 19. It is superior for carry. There, I said it.
It's a single stack.
Sinclair
No, it's
tapping in.
I think
It's
it's
double?
the slide. The slide is just a little thinner on them.
Mr. Sinclair
it's staggered, Guap.
with fucking 10
So-
shekels. He says Canic superiority over Glonk. You know what? I'm inclined to agree, bro.
Bunch of heretics.
Nope.
It's disgusting.
Why? Why?
Isn't
Why?
Canik made in Turkey?
Not
Isn't
anymore.
Canik Turkish?
Not anymore.
No?
Nope. They got U.S. fucking based manufacturing now.
I'm just gonna stay in my lane with my RX. You guys can fight this one
Dude,
out. We'll be Switzerland on this one.
I have not shot a nicer striker fired pistol than a fucking Canik, dude. I was my fucking it's like, you know, God, never mind. I can't make that comment. Fuck it. So fucking once you go Canik, you don't go back. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
I've shot a bunch of pistols. Go for it, Buns.
Get the unfiltered comments on the unsubscribed podcast on Pepperbox. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be there uncensored. Just kidding, don't do that.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
They're going to say the N-word out loud for everybody. In line.
Yeah, I mean, I started I started my pistol journey with a Glock at 21 years old, and you know, it was the thing that everyone had at the time was 2011. So a lot of these other pistols weren't quite so popping as they are these days. And yeah, I've never had a reason to go elsewhere. It's always remained the standard. It's been the standard for the longest. Mm-hmm. I can't outshoot my Glock. My Glock has never given me any problems. It has tons of aftermarket support. So until somebody does something that's like actually better, like I'll agree with you, they probably should make the MOS standard for $500, but I'll pay that extra $100-200 just to have the peace of mind. It's not a big deal to me. Yeah, that's fair. I'm sorry for your loss. But yeah, until they got to do something. You can't just to me, my perspective, everybody's like, it's just as good as a Glock, and I'm like, all right, well then I'll just keep the Glock then.
Fucking SV89 is actually fucking punching the air right now. Over even the slightest iota of appreciation for Canik is sending him into straight jihad, into white jihad right now. Fucking, he's not gonna stand for this shit, dude. Listen, I said I liked fucking shooting Caniks. That doesn't mean I fucking own one now. I'm just saying it was good. It wasn't bad. Like, do you want me to say that it lit my grandmother on fire? Like, no, it didn't. It was fine. It was fucking fine, dude.
In-range TV lit your grandma on fire, though, today.
Yeah, no, they did. Fucking, in an indirect way. You know what I'm saying? There was that much emotional damage, but Canik simply did not do that. So I'm sorry. Like, I understand. Yes, I get it, dude. I fucking, fucking, oh my lord, dude. I get it. I fucking get it. It's not that big of a deal. You need to calm down. Do you need to go in timeout? I think he needs to go in timeout. We're not going to put him in timeout. We're going to let him cry it out. That's all right. Listen, look, we won't talk about Caniks anymore. All right? Jesus Christ. Thank you for that fucking donation, though, Sinclair. Appreciate you, big homie. Anyway. Fucking, yeah. The whole handguard argument, saying, like, oh, yeah, they flex. Therefore, they're not zeroed ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a random guess where the fucking bullet's gonna go. Because if you have a fucking red dot or an LPVO, guess what, bud? You could fucking see where the bullet's gonna land before it happens. You know, fucking, it's that fucking tight. Sinclair for 5 more shekels. And he says
handguards flex and they red dots aren't EMP proof.
Yep. There you go. That's
there was
the
a Call of Duty mission.
Yeah, I remember it fondly. Oh, Ramirez. 5 more shekels for me, for saying I'm doing great. SV89 can hate on perfect. Wow, that's okay. I'm not even gonna touch on that. That's fucking
crazy.
Canik is perfect. Chat, you heard it here first. Thank you very much, Sinclair.
Focus did shoot one for a while. I remember.
I said or rather not in the Glock video, but in another stream, that I'm excited to see where Canik goes, because if they stand the test of time and they're like, yeah, they just don't fucking break that often, then it's just like, well, okay, well, there's your answer. You know what I mean? But it's like you can't rush that shit to come to a conclusion that quickly. So we'll just see. It's a strong start. They had a little bit of a rough start when they were made in Turkmenistan. So, fucking. But now that they're in America, it seems like they kind of have turned around. I guess it really says a lot. The Turkish people just can't make good guns, but Mexicans can. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? Thank you very much, America. So anyway, to conclude, the every handguard sucks asshole, unless it's mounted directly to the barrel. Argument, fake and gay. Next question. Anything else that you want to say before we go on to the next big fucking talking point here?
Well, actually, I have a couple things to say. Excuse me. Number one, GWAT, based stock Glock enjoyer. Mine is stock as well. I do think when people bitch on like, oh, I can't hit anything with the stock Glock sights and the stock Glock trigger, I do think you're outing yourself. Okay, I do think people are kind of outing themselves as not knowing how to shoot pistols, which is okay. I'm not the best shooter in the world. And then number two, I do think if SV89 were to hand Carl from InRange TV his civilian AR long-range machine gun concept, I think he'd just explode immediately. He wouldn't be able to handle the chat, the extended rounds, the thick barrel. It's like the exact opposite of what would Stoner do barrel, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah.
What would Satan
so that
do?
was
What he built.
Evil ass
what
AR.
would SV89 do?
Right on.
So there you go, boys.
Very good. Okay, so here's the next talking point here, chat. Okay, big talking point.
We're pivoting.
Here. We're pivoting here. We're not talking about iron sights anymore. We're talking about dirty, filthy fucking commies, okay, and whether or not they deserve the same human rights as everybody else. Subtle foreshadowing, they don't. They don't. They're not people. So that's the end of the stream, guys. I'll see you next time. Fucking no, but
I think the big crook of this one is going to be in the defining of who it is we're talking about, right? That's the the big thing. What qualifies you as a communist? Now, if you have sworn allegiance to some communist party in some way and declared that I'm attempting to usher in communism into the state, and you are taking actions and steps to do such and such, then like you're basically a traitor. You've basically said, I want a foreign ideology, an enemy ideology to take over. And then, I mean, as traitors, you've committed intense crimes against your nation, and you no longer have a lot of the rights and stuff that everybody else has, right? You get arrested and found guilty of this traitorous act by a jury of your peers, and then that's a fucking wrap on your rights, homie.
Yep.
All of them at once.
Yeah, because you ain't American no more. But we're definitely going to get into
Trump
that.
is now taking this seriously with the designation of Antifa as like an actual terrorist group. Hate to use the T word, but I think they are taking that seriously. And it's like, where is the line drawn? Like Watt said, very important. If you just want to vote like left, you think they love the animals or some shit more. That's not really like what if you're like an actual like believe that commie stuff. Yeah, I think we should probably keep tabs on you. And so, but that's where the line is, right? And there's that pipeline of like, oh, I'm going to become a radical communist because I can only get a job at McDonald's or whatever. That's dangerous for people. So I think that's a good start for the discussion.
Yeah, just like
returned.
A radical Muslim terrorist, right, or whoever, right? If there was some guy here that was like jihad, Sharia law, I'm gonna blow up the this and that, and he'd be wrapped up. He'd be like, that's not a guy. We're not gonna sell that dude a bunch of guns because he has individual rights. He's declaring himself an enemy. But you also have to leave, but you can be Muslim, right? That doesn't mean just because you are Muslim doesn't mean you're an extreme Islamic terrorist. You can interact with communist ideologies. You can even go through a little like a phase in your life where you're like, well, maybe I like this, maybe this is interesting, and explore with this, right? And it doesn't mean you are like actively taking steps to usher in a communist state in America, and therefore wouldn't qualify you to the level of like your rights should be taken away, you're not a person anymore. Like, we should have free think and free speech. You should be able to have a thought, discuss that thought. That's different than declaring yourself part of an organization and then taking active actions on behalf of that. Those are two separate things.
It's kind of like I think when they ask you, oh, go ahead, King, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say too, and the other line too is a lot of these people are just like, they're just talk. Like they're just like typing comments on Reddit. They're never going to go organize and do anything in real life. They're just literally all talk, right? So I have some, I don't want to say be soft on them, but I have some understanding of like, okay, they're just letting it out or whatever. But when they go to actually organize and it's like, I mean, I think we've all seen clips of them shooting too that are like not very impressive. So it's kind of like, okay, buddy. It's kind of like a, like a mentally disabled little dog you start petting. It's like, oh, he's cute.
Yeah.
But when they start getting more serious, that's when you kind of gotta like, do you need to be on a watch list? So
Sure.
Hey, well, that's every crazy left-wing fucking hyper-violent shooter. They're always on the FBI watch list for months or even years prior to them ever committing the fucking heinous act that they committed. It's always at this point in time, it's always every time I see a new tragedy on the internet, I'm always just like, now let's see what their relationship with the FBI was like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, go ahead, say the thing. We knew about them prior.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Like, no fucking shit. He was on your radar. Yup. And you didn't do dick about it. You know what? Because they're a fucking blue no matter who fucking communist. Very cringe, very gay. Fucking A, dude. Sorry, I didn't mean to side tangent there, but I came in at a point in time where I could spurg out. It's my stream.
The FBI is like, he was on our radar, but it's weird. We couldn't do anything about it because the CIA wanted to give him a Daniel Defense rifle, so we had to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Very strange how that works.
You can't trust the government, which brings me to my next point, which I know is going to be unpopular, kind of reinforcing what I was saying earlier. Because we cannot trust the FBI to do their job, by apparent that they aren't and never have really. Right, assuming that we're going to pass some law where it's like, oh, communists can't have guns in America because we love Trump and we're going to do that. That's not going to get effectively executed. That's only going to somehow be misused to fuck over a portion of the population that it wasn't even intended to be used against, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's why I'm very scared and I'm very hesitant to just be like, everybody that's a leftist, everybody that's this, everybody that's that, like, guns be gone from them, because then it's just, the list is just going to keep getting more. Once you do that to one group, then it's the other group, then it's this other group, then it's everybody.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think you saw that in the fees for suppressor stamps. Some Democrat already proposed raising the fees for transfers to like thousands of dollars because we had to go and set that precedent and give them that power. So yeah, you're right. It is whatever power we give them needs to be watched very closely. And I don't think the government needs one more shred of power than they already have. They can already do plenty. And we've seen what they're doing with that, which is not a whole lot. Sometimes they block stuff. They'll tweet out like, oh, we stopped this plot. And it's like, okay, good, score one, right? But yeah, like you said, we've had a couple of these incidences where they're saying, hey, we knew about him. We still know nothing about Thomas Crooks, by the way, which I'm sure Palantir will now flood the stream. But yeah, that guy disappeared. We know nothing about him.
Yeah,
and I love how people are going to argue too about like, oh, actually he was a registered Republican, so actually he was a Republican shooter. Really? Okay, which candidate did he shoot at? Who did he shoot at again? Oh, it was Trump. Okay. So it's just like, that's kind of a retarded argument of trying to like claim points of like, oh, he wasn't on our side, he was on their side. I think you got to look at the effects of what they're trying to do. Yeah. And failing.
That was the same argument they with 3 parentheses tried to make fucking against the Charlie Kirk shooter. They're like, oh, he was a fucking groiper. You know what I'm saying? He shot him because he wasn't right wing enough. It's like, what the fuck? Where does that even fucking come from? You know what I mean? Like what kind of crazy fucking like? It's literally just propaganda. It's slopaganda, and it's not even. It doesn't work.
Well,
it
that's
just simply doesn't
insane,
work.
and that's why Jimmy Kimmel was pulled, because even though it was a joke, it was totally false to say that. But that's what kind of spins this web that some of these boomers and some of these leftists live in, where you talk to them and it's just like they live in a completely different world than everyone else. Part of it is the media that's spinning that story for them. So not good, not good.
Ethereal says Trump is also an awful Republican. I would argue and wager that he's not even a Republican at all.
Yeah, low-key the Democrats won this election. Like, everybody was a fucking Democrat 10 years ago that's
fell
now
for it
on
again.
the Republican Party.
Fucking fell for it again, huh? You know what I mean? Fucking playing the same fucking game, getting the same fucking ending every single fucking time, dude. It's never going to fucking change.
Which is why I think I'm just stuck on it's up to you. It's up to you. You have to stop the trans shooters. You have to stop the church shooters. You have to be able to speak freely to bat down the bad ideas.
Yes.
You can't. You're not going to regulate reality. You're not going to regulate logic and safety into reality. You have to handle that on your fucking own.
Stop giving the government power. Stop fucking giving it to them. Stop asking the government to fix your fucking problems, you fucking lazy cocksucker. Literally, fucking train and be prepared and fucking fix the fucking world. I'm not saying go out and be fucking old Teddy all over again, Teddy 2.0, okay? Because, like, don't get me wrong, that nigga has some good ideas, but he was also a little crazy, you know what I mean? Like fucking, don't be that guy, okay? But I'm saying, you know, be that guy who had a 357 SIG and absolutely smoked that motherfucker that fucking tried to shoot up his church with one fucking shot. Literally, be that fucking guy. Don't be a fucking psychopath.
Yes, like so much. Yes, it is your response. Like, two things are happening. Right, all these leftists are shooting up places, especially like churches now. I'll kind of get specific on, and everyone's like, the big discussion: should we take the guns from these people that are shooting up the churches? While at the same time, a bunch of people are saying, "Oh, well, my church refuses to do a security team." Well, I tried to talk to my church about a security team. That's the answer. The answer isn't to restrict somebody else. The answer is to use the rights that you have already to protect yourself and others and your shit and your community. Right. That's what has to happen. That should be the big point of discussion. Not whose rights can we infringe on, but what rights can we exercise.
Yes. Yes.
Agreed.
Yes, King. Yes! Sorry.
No, literally. I mean, that's literally it. And how many people, I would argue that, like, all men are watching this. All of you should be carrying, like, every single day.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's just no excuse anymore.
It's not a
and if everyone did carry, there wouldn't be the soft targets. I mean, that's why they go there, because they think they're not going to run into resistance, except for what is shaking? Yes.
G-Watt's gonna fucking get a fucking headache, dude.
That was a great headshot, by the way. That church video you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
He was just standing there praising the good Lord Jesus Christ, and some asshole walked in and squeezed off like one or two shots, and he's just like, I'm gonna have to set up that appointment for you, big dog. Fucking, and gave him a fast pass to the front line of Judgment Day.
Same shit with that dude in Indiana, right at that mall. He was there with his girlfriend or whatever, and just the dude came out of the bathroom and he's like,
Common
I don't
Indiana
think you should
W.
be having. Yeah, I don't think you should be wearing that. Oh, that's a shotgun.
Yeah, literally, get got, motherfucker.
Yep.
Get God, there would be way more if we weren't Americans.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you hear about, like, the knife attacks in Europe or whatever. It's like, oh, at least it wasn't a gun. Yeah, it was just a 2-kiloton bus or a kitchen knife.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it wasn't a gun.
Thank God there wasn't more people murdered in cold blood. What a fucking crazy line of thinking. Like, thank God this fucking asshole lived to be fucking arrested, so he could serve a fucking life sentence in prison and be kept alive.
Well, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild when you see the people who are either mentally deranged or just a little crazy, looking to do others harm, who are over in Europe and they're armed with a knife or whatever, and the cops don't have guns. Like, they have special units for cops who have firearms, and the cops that first show up have, like, tasers and batons, and they'll try to tase this person and it doesn't work, and then they run away. The cops are running away from the threat with a knife.
I have clowned on European cops before. They are a fucking joke. One of my deployments, two of them, we booze cruised for a little bit through Europe, and I have actively, like, shoved cops down and ran away from them and gotten away in Europe multiple times. They're laughable.
Pussies.
That is based.
Have you got a license to look at that meme page on Facebook?
Dude, yeah.
We're gonna have to send you to the beans and toast prison now.
Where you have to eat complex carbohydrates until you die.
I hope you like mashed peas, because that's all they're serving where you're going.
Dude, yeah, they literally send fucking foids to your house to tell you that you have wrong think. Like, this is what they mean that the West has fallen. I think the Western world is going to be attacked on a massive. This is totally a fucking side tangent, by the way. I think the Western world is going to be attacked in a big way, and I think that there's going to be a massive fucking overthrow of fucking England as a whole, because it's completely fucking compromised. I mean, it's just not. Fucking white people there are being replaced, like, on a massive fucking scale. The culture there, like, it don't even have. Okay, let's take race out of it because a very scary fucking topic, right? Oh my god, just ignore it. It's scary because Disney told me so. Fucking like, it regardless, the English people don't fucking control England anymore. That is a fucking problem for any nation. You know what I'm saying? For the security of any nation. And we're seeing that here, just in a different fucking way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be the same all across every fucking facet of every fucking conflict that's gonna happen in the modern world. Like, yeah, exactly, Hook. Why remove race? Race is removing you, right? Yeah, fucking tolerance only matters when you tolerate the right thing in the fucking modern world. But it's like, the culture is fucking under attack, okay? And the only way that the culture is going to survive is if you fucking keep living in that fucking culture and protecting that fucking culture. Don't be fucking replaceable. Don't be silent. It's like, just don't.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing big protests over there. I'm sure you guys have seen them. The
Where?
English flag, red and white, everywhere, and Ireland is about ready to pop off too, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the photo, it's like, okay, an all ginger class, and now it's just like year by year by year, people that are not Irish. And the left, they will call this discussion racist, whatever it is, but these people ultimately have a different culture than we do. And it has nothing to do with really what color they are, it's how they act in society. So it is what it is. And guess where they're going to want to send all the Palestinians, by the way, all of the people there. I'm sure they're going to get sent all over the place too. So lots of fun.
This might get the stream shut down. Not Israel, though. They'll never fucking set foot in fucking Israel, though. Ever!
They will never
So,
I don't know. Is Israel diverse? We should ask the question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not really diversity. No, not in the sense that they tell us that it is. It's just not.
Well, diversity would be their strength, so maybe they need some. I mean, that's what we hear. Maybe that would make them stronger.
Yeah.
Just throwing out
That's
ideas.
a Goy rule. That's a Goy rule only.
Yeah. You know what's funny is whenever you look at like mugshots for mass Antifa arrests and shit like that, they're all just like white people. Isn't that a weird? Isn't that a quirky thing? You know what I'm saying? A group of people that fucking really harks on diversity is really not that diverse at all to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's really funny, but to kind of get back on topic here, we can yap about that shit for at a long motherfucking time. Your video, Procher Band, very very titillating video. Yes, being put on the spot here. I saw it today. It was a great video, very good. I thought, there he goes again, the great Procher Band. He's very talented content creator. I said, there he is, my favorite gun tuber of all time. There he is. Fantastic gun tuber.
Our top guy.
Top guy. There he is. You basically made a video talking the title, Does the Left Deserve Gun Rights? Valid question. You know what I'm saying? Real question. Very... reading the comments and shit. That was the first thing I saw when I saw that video. Was like, oh my god, I gotta see what the comments say. I'm like, I gotta see what these motherfuckers are saying, dude.
But it is very rare that. Oh, sorry. Did you want to go?
Yeah, I was. I'll before I go into that, I'll open it up to the floor to kind of get everybody's opinion, and then we'll go into the comments. I did watch the video, and it's definitely not like the title is what everybody thinks that it means. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily like a rhetorical sort of question, or rather a question that like gets answered in like a way, and then here's why you should think so, or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not a rhetorical like yes and here's why or anything like that. You bring up some really good points of about like, you know, morality and culture and stuff like that. And I think most people saw that in the video. I mean, you didn't just say, you know, yes, commies aren't people for almost half an hour straight. So it's more the video itself is the question, and sort of not exemplifying, but embellishing on that idea, and that was really cool. You know, leaving it open for everybody to kind of put their 2 cents in, and there was a lot of cents being put in, multiple 2 cents coming in, but for those of us that have seen the video and or have something to say about it, I would like to hear sort of your guys' question. Not my question. My question is very heavy-handed. Do commies have rights? The question is, you know, does the left deserve gun rights? What do you guys think about that? And I'm sorry if you guys talked about that while I was pissing. I know I kind of set that up and walked away.
I'll start, I suppose. I mean, I think that it's about your intentions, right? Like, just because somebody's left and they might not have the same views as you, right? It doesn't mean that they don't have the same human rights as you. And I think that was a good point of the video. Is like if you look at the statistics of like, you know, who is doing a lot of this political violence, it's mostly on the left side, right? So you could say we're going to preemptively take these people's, you know, rights to firearms away because they're committing these dangerous acts. And on paper, you know, we see ourselves on the right side of history and on the right side morally, and I'm going to say probably because we are in a lot of instances, but it doesn't mean we can take the rights from other people just because they've got a, you know, even if you think it's like a completely dog shit opinion on something, and statistically they may be more inclined to do violence, it's kind of like comes to the you are imprisoning good people, essentially. You're taking away rights from good people, even though you might not necessarily agree with them. So I think, like, on paper, right, like G-Watt said, you know, on paper it might be like, well, it's gonna make everybody safer, but where does that end? You know, where do you know, how do you define that? It's kind of like the free speech thing. Should you know, Nazis have free speech, right? Like, you might think, you know, being a Nazi is fucking a bad thing to do, right? It's like, you should not be doing those things, but they should still be allowed to express themselves. That's because when do you say, oh, well, it's now this, and, well, actually, we're going to extend it to this now, and, oh, actually, if you have this really far-right belief, too, that's, like, kind of like being a Nazi, so we're going to extend it there and go further. So I think we shouldn't be not fighting the fire with fire necessarily, or like not fighting it in that instance or in that way, but instead looking at how do we make ourselves more prepared, how do we protect the good people, not try to limit what the bad people can do, because it's going to end up hurting good people too.
All I'm going to say is, when I'm in a shady neighborhood and I'm using the ATM, all right, I'm over here, I'm doing my business, do you think I'm looking over my shoulder thinking, gee, I sure hope a Nazi doesn't mug me right now? No! I don't. Simple as. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm not gonna steal the mic yet. I just want to put that there because that was funny. Haha.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll just try to briefly consolidate some of my points prior. Right. The question is more, in my opinion, about where the line is. You need to have free think. You need to allow free speech, right? We don't want to create a totalitarian or authoritarian state where it's like you have to think this way, and if you ever indicate you're not thinking this way, you immediately go to the gulag. That's like the opposite of what we want. That being said, we have laws. You're not allowed to be violent. You're not allowed to hurt people. You're not allowed to directly attack the government, right? If you want to enter into an elected office as a politician and then do political campaigns and stuff like that's fine, but you can't be like, I'm going to go blow this government building up, or I'm going to do a bunch of propaganda that's against the state of America, right? If you get caught for these things that are already illegal and you are doing them under the name of another organization, be it fucking the Muslim Brotherhood, communism, or Zionism even, I would say.
Perhaps.
that's your traitor. And yes, once you've been found guilty of that by a jury, then you get charged with that, and all of your rights, to include gun rights, get taken away. But before you cross that line, until you're actually committing or hardcore planning crimes in the process of committing them, if you're just thinking and reading and talking and exploring and conversating, you, in my opinion, should have the freedom to talk about and think about whatever you like, and that shouldn't have any of your rights taken from you based on any of the viewpoints you express.
Yeah. The First Opinion doesn't stop at opinions. The First Amendment, Jesus Christ. The First Amendment doesn't stop at opinions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's kind of where the left really takes it, where it's just like wrong think is a punishable offense, and that's fucking bullshit.
Totally agree.
But
Agreed.
Protraban, you made the video. What
Yes,
are
King.
your thoughts?
Well, thank you for the intro. Nobody's ever seen a video like this. I have people calling me, telling me one of the videos of all time. You've never seen the comments section twice as high as the likes. No one's ever seen that before. They've never seen it. It's beautiful, really. It's what it is. But no, thank you. I think the question is kind of a tongue-in-cheek, or the title rather is kind of a tongue-in-cheek title, right? Because it could be, does two-way apply to all? But what we're really talking about is, should people who vote against these gun rights continually get to enjoy them? And if you talk about just on a pure merit-based system, we talked about the children's fable, the little red hen. Should they get to enjoy these things? Probably technically no, right? But they do have the rights because they're in our great country. We need to protect that country for what it is. Now, the question, are communist people? I would argue that's a completely different question, and the answer is obviously no. If you look at what the Bolsheviks did to the Russians, anytime you get a people to where they're boiling their shoes to eat the leather, anytime they're pulling off tree bark to try and eat the tree bark, and they're starving tens of millions of deaths, I would argue there's a part of your humanity that just doesn't exist anymore if you're willing to do that to people, especially children in the modern age. So no, I don't think they are people. But yeah, the question of, and then what a lot of people are falling into is there is this huge push, right, to get you to fight amongst each other in different groups, right versus left, white versus black. I know SV89 won't like this, but there are good black people out there. And the reason they exist. They were great. I learned to do the jive. It was a great time. But we kind of fall into that trap that the media and their people have sprung for us, which is, hey, fight amongst yourselves, be scared of your fellow countrymen, fight, do a civil war. Come on, do a civil war already, guys. Please. And most people on the left, they're like, they want to save the animals or whatever, some bullshit, or they want free medicine, which is a whole other thing. But I don't think we're at the point where most Americans should be like scared to death of their fellow American. And that was kind of the point of the video. And we can get into the nuances of each of those things that we've brought up. But yeah, great points from Gwat and Bones. People like to infringe. Yeah, all the people that are like 2A ride or die. People saying they shouldn't have those rights is different, I recognize, than people actively taking steps to remove those rights. I think we just have to understand it is what it is. And you know what? We train harder than those people, and we're actually kind of good at shooting, or we try to be. And that's I think we ultimately have bigger enemies as a free nation to worry about. But yeah, that was just what I wanted to say on those parts. So
very good.
Got enough for the pot stirred there.
Yep. Larva's shooting videos with 5 shekels says, people like to infringe and then say that the slope isn't slippery, but ignore the government on top of the hill with the barrel of oil. Yikes. Yeah, don't let a good crisis go to waste, right? Ever. See, every fucking interaction, every deal made is to secure more power to the government and never ever give it
tinfoil
back.
Hat real quick. Yeah. I think the whole thing, even the paradigm we're caught up in, right? Biden versus Trump and all this shit, right? They had to make a big, huge issue on multiple levels: immigration, Antifa, economy, all the stuff, right? And then they had to blame it on this guy and then pull him out and put this guy in that they know you're going to like, and he's going to make you like him. And then because you like him and he's different than the other guy and he's here to fix these problems now, he's going to fix them with Palantir. And it was the game all along. The game all along was to get to the end state where the government has a bunch more power, the government has a bunch of stuff, but they couldn't do it this way because then everyone with guns is going to get pissed off. So they had to go around and do it this way so that now everybody with guns is going, oh, yeah.
Yeah, Vance is like the fell for it again award. People are kind of falling for it right now, but I don't think so. I think people are like Gwat, like they kind of see what's happening of like, okay, he's got the Ursha wife or whatever. He's got this very suspect background where he was super anti-Trump. His real name's not even JD Vance, folks. Come on, wake up, sheep.
Literally.
So
the
Every time.
The JD Vance rabbit hole is a fucking literal nightmare to actually bear witness to, because I'm like, holy fuck, this guy is literally second in command to the fucking United States right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's being
could very easily be made the main guy.
That's what
right?
I'm saying. And he's fucking being pipelined to be the fucking RNC's fucking pick. It's just like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. Like, this is crazy business. But yeah, no, exactly. It's a trap. It is very much a trap.
It's a trap.
But I kind of harked on it a little bit at the beginning, whether or not the left deserve gun rights. Okay, very, very real moment here. OG taking off the hypothetical mask without taking off the physical mask. Does the left deserve gun rights? I mean, yeah, it's obviously if you just kind of if you put down the rectangle of doom and step outside and see somebody who's a leftist, it's just like, yeah, no, this person likely could go into a gun store and purchase a firearm legally, own it, use it responsibly, and have shitty opinions, and that's okay. That, you know what I'm saying? Like, that applies. It is what it is. I mean, wrong think doesn't justify taking away someone's right to life. Necessarily, just thinking a certain way, because that in itself is a fucking slippery slope, and we're seeing that now, where there's sort of this like rally cry, this war drum being beaten, where we want the government to come down hard on the fucking left and totally just crush the fucking dissidents, where as if that literally didn't fucking happen 5 years ago on fucking J6. You know what I'm saying? Where fucking literal peaceful protesters were being jailed and fucking forgotten about for years and years and years and fucking years for literally just being somewhere legally. Granted, yeah, and never mind the over like 250 fucking FBI fucking agitators that were there, coercing people inside and smashing windows and shit. You know, peaceful protesters don't really wear masks. You know. Sort of says a lot about the content of your character, but yeah, it's just like, people really have a short fucking memory, is what I'm trying to say, and the right is usually on the receiving end of government fucking overreach and overreaction with legislation and power control. And now that, you know, it's the left's turn in this short window, this is going to be fucking a blip of a memory in 6 months. I already know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will be like, oh yeah, Charlie Kirk is dead. Wow, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it just, mark my fucking words. Like, because the left is on the receiving end of it now, it's kind of just like, oh my god, finally, right? Like, it's like some fucking retribution, because humanity, man has vengeful hearts. To our own fucking downfall. But like I said, the pendulum will swing in the other direction one day. So quit fucking pushing it, dude. Legitimately. It's not the government's fucking responsibility to control how everybody fucking thinks and punish them accordingly. It's your job to garner a fucking strong community and be a fucking pillar in that community. That is it. That is your fucking mission, okay? Like, you shouldn't be fucking worried about what the fucking government does that much. Obviously have a pulse on it. But stop fucking telling the government, hey, fix all of my fucking problems, because I'm a lazy fuck.
You must take ownership of your own life.
Yeah.
A lot of people want free healthcare. I would argue you have no right to have a perfectly healthy body. I think that's something you earn. I think for people to say, well, it's my right for healthcare, you really don't have a right to be like a perfectly healthy individual. I mean, we've got people through history that were born with like 3 legs and stuff, okay? So I think the fact that you're here and doing okay is something to be thankful for. No, we don't. We're not required to pay for all of your
You made a
treatment for
comment
whatever.
about 3 legs right in front of my 3-legged cat here, and I just wanted to say he's not happy about that. This young man right here, he does have 3 legs, but I had to console him and tell him that you were not talking about him specifically.
Oh, of course not. But you had to pay for their care, I'm sure. It wasn't all free.
And I did it. I
Yeah.
did it out of the love of my heart. You know what I mean? Out of the heart of flesh that God gave me. I didn't have to save him. I did it because something in me compelled me to do so. And I'm glad he's here
Good-natured
now.
spirit.
Even though he's an asshole, I'm glad he's here.
People also on the topic of healthcare, people also, they want to say the government should own the healthcare, it should all be free. And to that I say the government usually doesn't manage things very well. And I think why the health sector why the US has such a good health sector. Now you can make comments about big pharma and it is certainly far from perfect, but it is also one of the most advanced, if not the most advanced in the world. And I think that's because it is driven by a private sector and not the government. So I think that the reason why we have such an amazing healthcare is because there is room for people to innovate and to be driven by the desire not only to help people, but also to make breakthroughs in research to make more money. Is that greedy? I mean, welcome to capitalism. That's kind of how it works. You desire to make money and advance yourself, and you can do that within the medical field. If it's just the government managing everything, I'd imagine that we wouldn't have nearly as rapid of a growing healthcare field as we do now because it is privatized.
Yeah, Bones, I don't know. I got to push back a little bit. I know you're a younger guy, Bones. I don't think our medical system is all that impressive. I mean, they're basically there to upsell you procedures
Take the
and bullshit
pill.
like that. The technology is impressive.
That's true too. I'm not saying it's perfect. I meant more so just the medical advancements that we experience in the U.S. That's mostly what I was talking about.
I will agree, and you wonder if we really even see all those advancements of like, I feel like there's a story every year of like somebody curing cancer, and then it just like Thanos snapped away. So who knows what's going on there? If you want the government health experience, you can obviously, look at Canada, and it's like, oh, you don't want to commit suicide and give us the organs? Are you really sure? Think about it again, okay?
A story came out on Lotus Caesars just last night that they starved a guy with Down syndrome to death accidentally in Canada with the public health system recently. He came to the hospital, I don't remember, just like for an unrelated problem to like his digestive system, and they wrote down that he couldn't consume food by the mouth. And then I guess also because he had Down syndrome, it contributed to like people not listening to him or whatever. And they just fucking starved him to death. Whoops. That's the wrong box on that form.
Yeah. Great.
I'm worried about Canada because they're right on top of us, folks. And, there's the Chinese cooperation and all this. They're trying to get rid of your guns. You can't let them do it, folks. The Canadians need to take their country back.
Yes.
Peacefully, obviously.
Yeah, fuckers should have joined us in 1775, losers.
You had a chance.
Fuck were y'all thinking?
Fucking snow Mexicans, man.
It's not too late to be the 51st state and let the guard come in and fix all your problems.
Dude.
We'll get ICE in there. We'll get all the lovely agencies. We'll assimilate. Yeah. It'll be great. You'll get your gun rights back.
You see, you could have slightly less worse government overreach over here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Than what's going on over there. You guys are basically England light over there.
Yeah.
They're the in-between.
Yeah.
What happens to all the people who flee to the U.S. from Canada and then we assimilate Canada, but we have to take it by force? Are they conscientious objectors at that point?
Probably.
They have to go back.
They fled instead of fought.
Put them in internment camps like the Japanese.
During World War II.
Yeah, while the assimilation happens, like we need to make sure you're not a threat. So like we're gonna hang out at this super cool daycare for adults until we're done.
Yeah. Had to prove yourself. You know what I mean?
Prove yourself.
Yeah, no, but oh shit! Fucking faceless entity here with
Holy
20 shekels. Sir, he's a
20,
fucking
holy
channel
moly.
member. He's back. He says it's a balancing act. You can't be too heavy-handed and crush innovation/efficiency, and you can't be too lax where corruption or all-consuming greed is the sole driving factor unless you enjoy your refrigerator giving you ads.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Consumer rights very important. The fact
Historically,
that
historically, the merchant class and the state are at opposition with each other. Also, religion is supposed to be at opposition as well. There's the three different things that are supposed to be pulling against each other, creating a balance of power in a society.
Yeah.
But we have that imbalanced here in ours.
And they've done everything they can to run stories about Catholic priests for the last 20 years in our media. So,
Yeah.
for
We must
no
crush
reason,
religion. Never mind
you know
the
something that was
the fucking, what was it, the LLC that got a story published about them recently. It's like Faith by Works LLC, which is a Israeli ran parent company or some shit, or it's ran by an Israeli parent company that geocaches fucking churches in America, Christian churches in America, and gives them targeted ads about October 7th, the fucking Hamas attack in Israel.
I saw this.
What a
I'm
weird,
not sure
fucking
how this
quirky
is
thing.
legal. Because usually in advertising, you have to have a clause of where this does not discriminate based on race, sex, religion, creed. So I have big questions about the buyers and whoever allowed that order to go through, because this would seem like, to me, something that explicitly discriminates based on religion. Not sure the rest of us are allowed to do that. So big questions.
Only our greatest
rules
ally.
for thee. Rules for thee, not for me. Okay.
Listen, Goy, calm down, okay?
Yeah, stop asking questions.
You watch your ads and get the information we want you to have. Just calm down over there.
Yes, sir. I won't skip the ads. I'll watch them right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they...
We're trying to program your brain. Just let us.
Yeah.
just let us. Trust,
don't fight it.
Trust.
Don't fight it. There is something more superior to Christianity, and that is the illegitimate state of Israel. And the stream just went down. God.
We have been doxxed.
Yep. Fuck, dude. This is. I'm sorry, but I gotta stand on business. You know what I'm saying? The fucking, the question keeps getting asked, and I'm tired of not answering it. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about this not too long ago. About like, you know, there's a lot of fucking stupidity in the world right now, and it's not about trying to vacate the stupidity. It's about countering it with truth, logic, and, you know, correct fucking, you know what I'm saying, like logic and reasoning. That is the fucking
good people
answer
can't
for
be
this shit.
silent. That's what I'm saying. It's like evil flourishes when good men do nothing, or
Exactly.
something. I think it's a famous quote. You just need, if you see something, say something. If something seems wrong to you, you need to call it out.
Yeah.
And the reality is most people got to pay their heckin' wholesome bills every month, so they go to their heckin' wholesome job every single heckin' week.
Yeah. Quite
And
literally.
you know, it's like the truckers thing. They try to fuck with your money. They say, okay, well, we're just going to shut down your bank account. Hopefully, you don't go too crazy. But I think the truckers ultimately won, and it was a peaceful demonstration. And then, like I said in my video, there were leaders like Jordan Peterson saying, all right, dial it back for some strange reason right after they won and got the reclassification. I don't even remember what it was about at this point, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But you can get a lot done peacefully just by demonstrating or doing other things. I think the Bundy Ranch, you know, is a good example, too. Those guys didn't back down, ultimately got left alone.
Yeah. Yep.
And for everybody who brings up, like, Waco and Ruby Ridge, I don't really think they want to do those things anymore. I think that they're conscious of how well armed and trained.
Cannot get away with it.
Exactly.
That was pre-internet. They know that that's not going to fly now. Literally, but like, you're glad you brought up Bundy Ranch proved that wrong, because what happened is before the internet, they would go surround a compound like those two exact examples and then set it on fire and kill everybody inside. But now what happens is they go surround that compound, and then the guy gets on Twitter and lets everybody know his compound just got surrounded, and then 10,000 American citizens show up with long guns. And then they surround the feds that are surrounding the compound. Yeah. And then the feds don't burn it down and kill everybody because they don't want to get shot.
That is the power of power being in the hands of people. Literally. If we both have guns, we can talk about reason. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about fucking logic and reason and truth. Okay, we can have a discussion if both of us have power. If I show up to
morality is a byproduct of might.
Exactly, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like this is a great segue to talk about the comment section of your video, because I thought about this long and fucking hard before I made this comment, because I'm just like, all right, you know, people are gonna see this. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I'm trying to. Cat, can you stop fucking with my microphone, please? Thank you. You know, people are gonna see this, whatever. And basically, here's the conclusion that I came to. I think that this is correct think. You know what I mean? I said, inalienable rights are for people who morally align with the culture that I belong to. A culture where everyone mutually respects freedom and individual liberty. The same cannot be said for the left's forced toleration of their culture. You know what I'm saying? So basically, if you don't align with their culture, you are an enemy and you don't deserve rights. You get called a Nazi. What do we do with Nazis? We fucking kill Nazis. Right? Nazis don't have rights. They're the ultimate fucking evil in their eyes. So, therefore, the whole Nazi verbiage is literally a method to dehumanize people that they don't fucking agree with. And it's on
for sure.
every fucking level of media fucking life, essentially. On every level of life. If there's somebody, a talking head, or a person on the internet, or an organization, whatever, that they don't fucking agree with, you get called a Nazi, they dehumanize you, they have all of these people that are whipped up into a fucking frenzy to eventually dox you and fucking try and murder you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're high profile enough.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And from like, I would say 2017 to like 2022, 2023, that was the predominant culture. I'm thankful, because I don't think that works anymore now that Elon has Twitter, and now that they have used like the N word, the Nazi word, so liberally. I really think it's lost some of its meaning, which is like, if somebody goes today and is like, oh, this Nazi cut me off in line, people's default reaction is kind of like, oh, really, Cupcake?
Yeah.
Like, let's go. And the biggest problem the media made is they started comparing Trump to Hitler.
Yeah,
to an actual
quite
Nazi.
literally.
And a lot of people said, hey, wait a minute, I voted for this guy, I like this guy, I think he's doing a good job. So what does that mean? Not saying Nazis were good, but that's just kind of where we are with the messaging. So I don't think that demonization, cancelization works anymore. At least I hope it doesn't. I think we're at a place now where you actually have to back up your argument with something, because we are seeing more speech just kind of go back. And it's crazy, too. Elon buys Twitter, one platform, and the whole vibe has shifted across.
The whole thing.
It's crumbling. It got Thanos snapped. It's crumbling, dude. So I think we have to be careful. And, you know, I agree with you about like the super hardcore radical left. Just in the video, it is kind of an interesting, I think it's a mirror. I think you'll get out of the video what you want to get out of it. But everybody's so quick to say, yeah, I don't think the other side deserves rights. It is a little, I don't want to say it's disheartening to me, but it's it definitely shows how much the media has really been able to divide our country. And I would like to do a deep dive into the first Civil War and see how the media played a role in that, if any. But at the end of the day, I really don't think that the left and the right is too far apart. I do think at a basic level, the people who are attacking ICE, if you want to support people that cut the line, well, like I have relatives and I know people, not relatives, but there's people who are like following the rules in like other countries, Europe, they were trying to come here properly. Yeah, if you want to support people who jump the line over people who are doing things properly, that is a fundamental disagreement. I don't think there's any daylight there.
Yeah.
But I would like to see, obviously, and maybe we're preaching into the void, but I would like to see the left and the right unite on more causes. And
we
maybe
were
that's
very fucking close back before the 2020 Summer of Love. The left and the right, I remember seeing all the wholesome Chungus memes. You know what I'm saying? This is before, I think, a lot, the first wave of disillusionment happened in the, I guess what you would say, the politically right. You know, where you were seeing like a mutual understanding, left and right, you know, fucking black and white, whatever demographic you want to say, the normative level of levels of fucking being different were kind of shattering and being like, damn, this government kind of sucks ass. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of like where the whole, now we look at it as very cringe, but at the time it was very divisive in a good way. The Boogaloo movement, you know, it united a lot of people to kind of being like, yeah, the government is gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be some reform here. Like, something has to change in a positive way. And then and then the pariah himself died, George Floyd, and it just totally walked back fucking like 30 years of fucking progress in this company, yeah, in this country, of racial tension and civil rights and any sort of agreement that we had amongst each other, even though despite being different, completely shattered into 1,000 fucking pieces.
I think you can backtrack, in my opinion, all the way to the Occupy Wall Street movement.
Mm-hmm.
So post 2008 financial crisis,
yeah,
they had the Occupy Wall Street movement, and literally it was a bunch of different groups from left and from right coming to occupy Wall Street, the center hub of the one percenters, and be like, actually, it's you motherfuckers that are wrong.
Yep.
But they, and I don't know, I don't have all the details off the top of my head on this, but they definitely did infiltrate that movement and cause it to get broken up with woke nonsense and stuff.
Yep.
And then that's why you had the Tea Party fracture off of that, and then they targeted the Tea Party, and then they got the Proud Boys, and so they just started pushing the racial stuff to turn it into where we are now. So they don't want us together realizing the problem is them. They want us fighting ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much
That's
easier.
exactly
that way.
right, Glot. And there's a very famous like chart or picture about the usage of the word racism or racist in the New York Times. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a chart that goes like this. Occupy Wall Street is here. Then the term racism gets thrown out like this in New York Times. So it very much was, they wanted to divide. And yeah, you're dead on. They do not want us working together at all. One thing too is the media would go out and get like the most bucktooth retarded hillbilly from the Patriots or the Tea Party or whatever and put them on. And so people would be like, "Oh, what? This is a Tea Party? Oh, really?" So, and now people don't really watch the news as much anymore, but they do have a hold on some of the last holdout boomers, which is an issue.
Yeah.
But
I think we're
100%.
moving in the right direction, though. I think despite having several instances where it seems just like, holy fuck, we're so close. You know what I'm saying? To like a big agreement. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's just a lot of fucking people are like, yes, we can agree that who the fucking real opposition to freedom and liberty is here, and where reform needs to start. You know, we get closer and closer with every year, it seems like now. You know what I'm saying? Like the last.
And you know what that has the potential to be is Epstein.
Yeah.
Yep, I was just about to say,
people aren't forgetting. They are not forgetting about it, and they'll don't listen. Chat, listen. There's only 42 people here, but like, you have got to fucking never shut the fuck up about Epstein ever. Like you need to, like, your dying words need to say, where the fuck is the Epstein list? You know what I'm saying? Like it has to come to that point, because it's like they know that is a fucking Pandora's box that they can't close. You know what I'm saying? They know they want to bury that shit so fucking bad, but they can't. And the more you keep fucking blabbing about it, the better that it is, because it's just like eventually it just, you know what I'm saying? It's the long game here. Are we gonna fucking ever hear it in our lifetimes? I don't know, but that's the fucking point, because people that were alive during JFK's time that may have had an inkling that something array happened here, that he wasn't just killed by Lee Harvey he wasn't just killed by the fucking guy for whatever reason, you know, because I don't even know the paper story. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, it's just not the truth. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fucking, but, you know, the people that were alive during the time are like fucking dead now. And yet we're just like hearing about all of this fucking like, federal involvement that was related to the case, where it's just like, it's basically everything short of just saying, yeah, we did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he pulled the fucking trigger, but not really. And there was this other guy who was also there, and he had ties with fucking CIA and fucking, you know, there was a motivation for being here and this, that, and the other. It's just like, there's so much fucking evidence built against it, but it never would have fucking really ever come to this unless there wasn't literal fucking generations of people saying, what the fuck happened? Like, what actually fucking happened?
Well,
Don't
imagine
forget.
the story spreading pre-internet. They would just completely shut it down on the radio and the TV, and you just wouldn't even know about it.
Yep.
I think you just look at their reactions, too, is they get so angry when you ask about this. And apparently it has big implications, big potential to, like, totally turn everything upside down. To that I say, you know, it must come out then, right? And our government shut down right now.
Yeah.
Some say to prevent this vote from happening. So who knows? I think it will eventually happen. These guys that stand up there on their own, like Massey, like MTG, are crazy. They've got huge balls.
Oh yeah.
On those folks.
Yeah.
And
also,
huge ovaries.
A big, a really funny point. I was thinking about this retroactively. I'm surprised nobody brought it up. Fucking, I was talking about, you know, peaceful protesters don't wear masks, and then I'm just like looking at myself wearing a mask in the stream. In Pro Japan, I'm just like, I'm like, good people don't wear masks, and I'm just like, oh wait. I've taken my mask off before. You know, it's not a fucking mystery. But yeah, you know what I mean.
I have a comment I'm interested in the homies' thoughts on. So you mentioned we're kind of so close to getting cohesion between the right and the left. You know, we're inching there, but then something
anymore.
Always seems to happen.
Not anymore. I think we're at the point of no return now. Yeah, I think unfortunately the subversion has succeeded, and now it's like there is no fucking talking to the other side anymore. Where
I think the bus video. Oh, sorry, King.
No, go ahead.
I think the bus video of Ernia Zatruska, I believe her name, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. I genuinely think that set back race relations 400 years.
Oh, yeah.
If not further. Because you just can't. Now, everywhere I'm going, everywhere people are going, it's like, okay, is this going to be the end of my life today? I hope not.
Yeah.
And that's horrible. So, but I think that's where people are. And it's a terrible thing. But how do you look at that and not have such a visceral reaction? And, you know, maybe that's all part of some 4D chess plot to release that out there and get people thinking that. But it's like, no, yeah, I'd rather live, actually. I don't want to ride the bus.
Thanks, I choose life.
I keep noticing patterns. You know what I'm saying? And whatever the fucking influences for those patterns coming to fruition are, I don't really understand, because I'm not part of you know, the cabal. I'm not part of the deep state. I can't see into the fucking future. I don't have an influence on influencing outside of my own humble little goon squad circle here. But yeah, I just think with the way that things are going, there is no coming back. You know, like there is no Boogaloo 2.0. Holy fuck, you know, BLM and the fucking Proud Boys, you know, walking hand in hand to protest a mutual issue. Like, that just will not fucking happen ever. It's not. It's just not. Like, the division has grown so wide now that, you know, the propaganda campaign on the other side of dehumanize, and it's the same on both sides. I see people on the right side, right-leaning, I'm saying right on political compass here, the, you know, right side of the political compass, that are, you know, they're spewing fucking cringe, you know, boomer 2A talk, which you know what I mean, and fucking the left is basically just calling everybody Nazis and, you know, just listening to the fucking talking heads and the media, which is really fucking, like, it kicked into overdrive now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fucking hate turning on the TV, you know, coming out in the living room and hearing about fucking, who's that one guy? Oliver something. He's like a British dude. It has an American TV show. Either way, it's like,
John Oliver?
huh?
John Oliver?
John Oliver, yeah. Like he is just like the fucking the leftist, like the chip implanter. Okay, like you see the NPC meme where the chip gets implanted into their brain and they just like change, like, you know, the buzzword talking point.
I support the current
yeah,
thing
I
now.
support the current thing now. It's like, that is the guy. That is the firmware update for those people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is every episode of that, and it's just like, I fucking hate the direction that it's going. You know what I'm saying? The pendulum used to only swing like this, and it's fucking swinging like this now. And I hate to see where it goes on the other side, because
Yeah.
you know, entering into like the next phase of fucking life, the next season of life, is not going to be like a soft landing. You know what I'm saying? And I think people can kind of feel that with, like you said, with the stabbing victim in the video on the train, or was it a bus? I can't remember.
Us.
A bus, yes. And Charlie Kirk fucking dying. It's just like, that really fucking, like, you know, the right is usually pretty fucking tolerable and lazy, I'll say. You know, they're fucking lazy. They don't, like G-Wad said, they don't ever exercise their right to fucking stand on business and speak the truth. They would rather just be silent because, you know, got to pay those wholesome Chungus bills and shit like that. But, like, seeing that, like, really took people that were even close to sitting on the fence and just ran away from it. Which is, it's like, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because it's just like, at what cost? At what fucking cost now? It's not good. It's fucking seriously not good.
Yeah, I'd like to stop living through historical events, please.
Yeah,
that would be
every
great.
fucking day of my life.
No, I see what you're saying.
Things to be boring.
I'm not as fully black pilled. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, it's all Jover. Like, there's no way back. They're definitely trying to get us there.
Sure.
But I do think it's funny to notice, like what you mentioned too, and this is kind of a white pill too, is as their reach kind of shrinks with media, the remaining media tools that they have, they dial up to 11 and they get way more desperate. Saw this with Jon Stewart. I guess his real name is John Leibovitz or something. He actually in a clip saying Christians don't own morality. I don't know if you guys saw this, but
No.
Jon Stewart is out there claiming, oh no, you don't own morality. Like, just an exact polar opposite to what we all believe.
Yeah.
And I think as their influence continues to shrink, fortunately and unfortunately, they're going to dial up the rhetoric to 11 to those baby boomers that are stuck there still watching, to try to get more radical effects from this. Right?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
So
it's like
interesting.
the media's attempt to try and cram as much confirmation bias to anybody who is even slightly on one side or the other of the political spectrum is just dialed up to a fucking 100. You know what I'm saying? Like, that normie people are being fed and receiving radical ideas. That is not good. That is not. That's why, like, I understand I kind of have like a black pill take on this, but it's like, it's not because of my thoughts or, you know, like what I understand to be right, morally right. It's what I'm seeing the other side doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I that bridge that I'm hoping to cross and be open to like a more peaceful resolution is just actively being sawn in half right now. and I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that on the other side, and I just have to stand and watch, because if I try to cross the bridge, I'm going to end up falling.
Yeah, I'm pretty black pilled on the likelihood of conflict in America as well. It seems like a high statistical probability. I'm even like a step more. The thing that really fucked me up was looking at the statistics on average age of marriage for people, the percentage of people, and the average age those people are having children, and then combine that with the status of the economy and the job market and the not only is the economy negative in general, but people don't have careers really anymore, right? You don't like go work at the factory for 30 years. You don't whatever.
There's no end in sight.
Right. So what this does is it takes all of your military age males. Also, yeah. So I talked to age of marriage, age of childbearing, which also is an indicator that we all know that our dating market is super fucked up. So you basically take all the military age males. It doesn't even matter what their ideology is. You say, hey, 16 to 25-year-olds, you're never going to get married. You're never going to have kids. There's no career for you. What would you like to do? The answer is going to be something violent.
Die for Israel, clearly.
Yeah, right.
I mean, depending on what their ideology is, they're going to then spiral into that ideology, and they're going to be like, okay, because of this is what's right, and because now they have no grounding, right? Like my millennial generation, I've sat around with all the boys around the campfire, drinking around the table or whatever, and been like, oh, motherfuck the government, oh, motherfuck these taxes, oh, motherfuck this corporation, right? But then we don't all go put V fucking vests on because we have a wife or a child or a mortgage payment or a job to show up to or a crew that's depending on us in the morning. And we're like, I can't throw it all away because I have all these responsibilities to go to. But when the group of 20-year-olds sitting around the table talking about crazy shit don't have any of that, the conversation doesn't go, okay, yeah, well, too bad, we'll have to figure something else out. It goes, okay, how are we going to actually do this then?
Yeah.
And that's when you start getting people shooting Charlie Kirk. That's when you start getting people putting fucking pipe bombs places. That's when you start getting people going to shoot up churches, right? And then pretty soon we'll see the right's response to all this. It's because these people didn't have a life. They didn't have a path. There was no buy-in for the community. There was no future for them. So they said, rather than just peacefully be a slave or be a serf or be a hobo or whatever, I'm going to go out with a bang. And if enough of us go out with bangs, maybe some of us will get a wife, a career, a child, a house.
Yeah. Very scary fucking logic.
They might not think that might not be the thought path that they're having, but that is the fundamental thing that's happening. Our society has broke down to a level where the core grounding things for military age men are gone. So there's getting more aggressive, and the powers that be know this, and they are just pumping it up as much as they can too. So it's hard for me to see like who's going to calm down, where, why, what factor, it's just like every day is like crank it up.
Yeah.
And it's not even a question of when to me. It's just a question of like, or it's not a question of if, it's a question of when and like the exact details of how, but clearly event has to happen at some point.
Yeah, to unload a lot of this pressure that's been built for fucking years and years and years now. And it's just like the whole method, it seems like, by the fucking system that is in place is just to try and pluck as many people to be put on either side so that all of this pressure can be relieved and have it be fucking justified. There can be nobody in the middle. There can not be anybody who isn't on a fucking side, because otherwise they would stand up to try and fucking stop it. And this is the fucking problem that I've been talking about, is that like the fucking bystander logic, okay, is sort of the fucking problem here, is because they're picking a fucking side, right? And I used the bridge analogy earlier, where the bridge is being fucking cut for a sort of peaceful resolution for everybody to make mutually, right? To everybody's mutual fucking benefit, because that's what it's going to come down to. And it's like, you don't have to actively be fucking cutting the bridge to be part of the fucking problem, because you'll see somebody who is on your side, respectively, left and right, cutting the fucking bridge for a fucking peaceful resolution, and you'll say nothing about it, because you're just like, either you don't want to fucking get involved and you morally align with these people, hoping that they'll actually fucking win, You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, I don't want to see them win. And it's like, I understand that, but it's like you're not understanding the fucking the route that's being taken to fucking get there. You know, like how much of a problem that is going to be for you. Because it is. The shit is going to roll downhill, and you're standing at the bottom of the hill right now.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody can date anymore. Nobody can communicate with the others. The dating market is horrible. Very few people my age, and I would say younger, really like own a house. It's just like perpetual renting. Um, so, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's the question. I mean, where does it get directed in a way that's actually going to change these policies?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, your buddy down the street isn't the guy like importing Infinity Indians or even an inner city person, right?
Yeah.
And you can make an argument that if all the foreign people were out of our country, then we would be able to prosper again, right? But that's interesting, and I just if that ever does happen, right? I hope it's something productive because Civil War One was like not productive at all, right? It was like brothers killing brothers, and in the
highest
end,
casualty event, highest casualty war in American history.
Yeah, that's not good. And,
even comparatively to like World War II and shit, I'm pretty sure. Like only Americans died.
Yes,
Spoiler
and
alert.
Our Civil War was a lot more as fucked up as it was, which it was fucked up in a lot of ways. It was very unfucked up for civil wars because it was most civil wars are the society deteriorates and you have multiple factions from within the society fighting while the government is also trying to brutally maintain. Our Civil War was a very rare thing where it was basically the federal government versus the state governments. Mm-hmm. So even though it was all domestic, it was almost like one organized military fighting another organized military, and that they already had their organization, their militaries, and their rank structure and cordial things, and it wasn't just like chaos and disaster, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I don't think if we have the domestic conflict that I fear is coming, I don't think is going to be like this color team versus that color team, and we're going to like all march out and declare a battlefield and then like attack each other. It's going to be much like most modern civil wars are, where it's just like 8 different groups of different ideologies claim faction and territories that aren't congruent, and then they start shooting at everybody that's not them. And most of the population is just like caught in the crossfire.
Scout for $5. He says, being 21 and surrounded by other 18 to 25-year-olds, I'm getting first-hand people asking me to train them. Worse, we don't know any women who are Christians too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is what I'm saying. Like the writing is on the wall. I mean, I don't want it.
I'm just noticing.
I don't want it. I know it's gonna suck. My joints already hurt. I don't want to go on patrol. I don't want to fucking sleep in the woods anymore. I don't want to get fucking bugs crawling on my ass crack. I don't like that shit. I want to be chill. I want to retire, but that looks like that's not reality, unfortunately.
No.
Would the global community, like UN and Europe and France, would all those people just say, all right, fight it out, guys? Or would they try to inject themselves in and tip it one way or another, do you think?
To their own favor, always. It's always to their own favor. I mean, I would be worried about who the government supports during a fucking civil conflict, because it's just like, okay,
this is also the issue we're experiencing is also happening globally. The details are different, but basically there is not a stable government right now. Mm-hmm. Like, name a government. They're all having civil war threats. Iran, China, Russia.
Yeah.
France, their government literally fell down. Mm-hmm. The UK, they're on the like nobody's like good.
Yeah.
There's a solid chance that if we break into a conflict, it will be the indicator that causes like every other major nation to also break into a domestic conflict.
Yep, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, and it's that's why it's so fucking fearful to see this happening, is because it's just like that's what's being pushed. It's like they want it to fucking happen. But it's there's so many fucking people now that are just like they don't have a fucking choice anymore, or they don't think they do. They don't think they have a fucking choice anymore, and it's just like to try and take the peaceful route. You will try. At the Charlie Kirk example is going to get fucking brought up ad nauseum. It's in the fucking history books now. where it's just like, that was the peaceful resolution. That guy literally went on on people that thought in an opposing way on their fucking home turf and just said, let's fucking talk about it.
I think that Tinfoil had a little bit. I think they chose all of this on purpose. The symbology was not coincidental.
No.
They shot the guy who was trying to have conversations because they're like, we don't do that.
Well,
that's not
exactly
what we're after.
What I'm saying. I'm like, that is the fucking canary. He was the fucking canary to show that things are fucking getting bad. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, okay, here's your peaceful option, and they literally just took the fucking peaceful option.
Yep, remove that.
Fuck
that's
that shit. Yeah, that's what
you.
we think about your fucking peaceful
Who else
option.
wants to be the peaceful guy?
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to be the peaceful guy?
Yeah,
Step right. Who else?
Literally, dude. Fucking literally. Like, it's sickening. It is. Normally, I don't have that much of a fucking care in the world when super high profile people are attacked or whatever, or like, you know, like, it's because, for one, because it happens so much, but for two, because it's like one of those things where it's like outside the influence of my control. I can't really do anything about it, whatever. I can only control how I feel. That one was kind of something where it's just like it happened, and I felt a disturbance in the force. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, I'm like, this one was different. Okay, this one fucking is not good, in a really bad way. And I can't explain it yet, you know, because the book is still being written, but that was definitely in a non-ironic way a turning point, you know what I'm saying? Fucking
yes.
For like the divide being permanently driven in America for the culture that we have.
As like the esoteric wizard guy or whatever, if you guys know me, you know what I'm talking about. Like, this isn't coincidental.
No.
Everything is laced with symbology on purpose. The fact that they shot the peaceful guy when they want us to not have conversations, and his company name was Turning Point USA, is not coincidental. They're sending a message.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, I'm going to try to sprinkle a little, let you finish your chow. By the way, Bones, T. Swift has a question for you about Candace. We need to get back to that. We need to circle back to that, the Candace Owens question. But does this have a potential, and here's what I'll say about this. I think Trump won the election the day the assassin missed. I think Mark Zuckerberg and other famous people saw that, and I think that was when people said, okay, this is too far. He needs to go for that. We know that certain times college-age women, they go for a cause that they think is empathetic, or like sometimes the, like the black sheep, right? Does this have the potential to move more people to the right? Because, there's vigils and there's all this stuff. It's kind of okay to be a right-leaning person or to say, hey, Charlie shouldn't have died. I think there's the internet bubble where that happens, but I do think there's a kind of a whiplash from that that has the potential to have people say, hey, maybe we've gone too far with that. Maybe I'm on hopium. What do you guys think?
I think the majority of the left has already dehumanized the right, as well as a good portion of the right has already dehumanized the left. So, I mean, you saw, not that like a bunch of people made TikToks, that doesn't necessarily mean that like everybody felt that way or whatever. But my point is, we saw a shit ton of physical evidence showing that they did not feel that way. They were dehumanized. There's a small fraction of people that are still in the middle, that are politically asleep or whatever. I'm sure some of them saw that and then kind of leaned right, but we're not moving the needle here.
Yeah.
The lines are drawn. I'll put it that way. The lines have been drawn, and they're not getting shuffled around very much at this point.
I mean, I've seen horrible things, right? I think we all have on the internet, and like horrible reactions. I do wonder how much of that is just people behind a keyboard talking it up for views. I don't know, but I have seen those reactions. I don't want people to think I'm downplaying that.
Sure.
There's some people who, he literally is evil because he. What exactly? I'm not sure what his evil.
Good question.
He thinks. I don't know, because there was the one about black women that was debunked pretty easily. I was looking for him to have like a radical quote on trans people, and I really didn't find one. So I'm not really sure.
He wasn't radical. He was very milquetoast. Most of the right didn't like him because he wasn't radical enough.
Literally, Literally, he was
Correct.
so fucking like PG-13 with his fucking
He
takes.
was the compromise. He was the nice. He was the peaceful route. He was the talk. He was the come together. That not like it was. He was the only one that was in that, but he was the biggest one and the most outspoken. And yeah, I mean, just all I can do is repeat myself. He was milquetoast. He was there
the
to
left
talk.
thought that was literally Mecha Hitler right there. Like they thought that he was the evil prime incarnate, as it were.
Yes, because as we can see of how the left treats the left and how every revolution system treats itself, like the revolution eventually eats itself because it's about being revolutionary, right? In and of itself, the act of that. So no matter what's revolutionary today, well, when we get there, we have to continue to be revolutionary. So step again, step again. There's no
peace plan here.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it.
There isn't a peace plan for the left, especially. You know what I'm saying? It's peace is found through complete and utter destruction somehow. And I'm not really sure if somebody can maybe make a 3-minute cartoon explaining that to me or something. Maybe I'll understand.
Yeah.
But every
I don't want to give you too much power, right? I don't want us to have this thought of like, because they're the minority in reality. It's like most people are common sense people are on the right, and the right wins whenever there is not censorship on any platform, right? So I don't know. I just don't want to. The threat is real. I just don't. Israel? What Israel mentioned?
Yeah,
I just don't want all of us
symbology.
Ducking and covering from this scary big left monolith, because I don't think they are that in a large way at all. But there are the crazies that are riled up. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Is that like there isn't accountability, or there's less and less accountability. There's a war on accountability right now because people want free reign to overreact. You know what I'm saying? Where, like I said, with the bridge analogy, with the bridge analogy, where you'll see somebody cutting the bridge and severing ties to the other side, and people are kind of running away to their respective sides, and they won't say anything to anybody that's on their side. They won't fucking be like, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea. No, they're just seeing fucking red team, blue team fucking ideology and being like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What do I like? Am I gonna say that that's a bad person? Am I gonna say that they're actually wrong, and then I risk looking incorrect and not actually fucking aligning with my side or anything like that? Because I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking tell somebody who politically aligns on the right that they're a fucking retard for wanting to declare war on the fucking left and trying to like whip up this like accelerationist ideology that is somehow going to fix something. And I'm just like you're a fucking tard, first of all, and second of all, that's not what you actually want. Like, I promise you, it's not. You're not that fucking guy, and nor should you want to be that guy. Peace through power, don't get me wrong, is not like a invalid fucking thing. It is. That's what I was saying earlier, where it's like mutual respect is found where mutual power lies, and it's very, very true. No shit. Okay, like that's I stand on business with that. But it's like now it's being called into question where it's just like, well, who has more power? You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like we're leaning into this idea that wrong think is bad, and they just gotta go. We're a fallen victim to the fucking propaganda. The other side, there is no coexistence. That is something that I've been hearing a lot on fucking both fucking sides, especially the right. This is a criticism. As a person who is politically aligned to the right, this is a criticism of the right, is seeing and hearing these fucking videos and podcasts and shit like that of people saying like, there is no coexistence anymore. There is no fucking they'll never say that there is no peaceful resolution. They'll say that these people, in some weird offhanded way, they need to be destroyed. They have to be stopped by any means necessary. And it's just like, I'm like, fucking, you know what? Like, feed into it some more. Why don't you, motherfucker? Like, I don't think you understand what you're doing here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are quite literally fucking just injecting chaos into the world with the words that you're fucking saying.
Yeah, and I would just, urge everyone to be super cognizant of who does that kind of messaging benefit,
Yeah.
right? And so, you know, I think you should take a liberal shooting with an AR-15. They'll probably say, "Hey, this is awesome. I want to buy one."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as they're not too crazy,
Yeah.
but they get wrapped up in this stuff and they want to like you die to be trans or something. Like I'm not sure how. No, literally,
Yeah.
I've seen that,
Yeah.
and I'm just not sure how you justify that your sexual gratification over other people's lives. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, sweetie. Nobody
Yeah.
gets to be rolling with tens like you, Hefner. So it's a big issue. But no, I don't know. I think most people got to go to heckin' work tomorrow to pay their heckin' bills, because people were saying after Charlie, "Oh yeah, dude, shit's gonna pop off after Charlie," and I kind of said, "Well, really? You guys are all scheduled to work tomorrow, right? It's a Thursday."
Yeah.
And that's where I don't know. Maybe that's where Guat's point about the younger generation that just doesn't have that. Like I get that, but I don't know. I try not to blackmail.
Yeah, I hate to push back on your positive message. I would say stuff has popped off since Charlie. No, like this is my gripe with everyone that's like nothing's ever gonna happen. Nothing like my whole life, things have been happening. Just because there's not a gunfight on your front lawn at 4 a.m. this morning does not mean that things are not happening. So not that wasn't directed at you, Protraban, but
No,
this is just this is general masses. I hate that fucking phrase. It's like it's because it's a sit down and do nothing phase. Don't respond to the things that are happening around you. Right? Like no, we didn't all draw lines and drive tanks into subdivisions the day after Charlie Kirk died. But I haven't been up to date on tracking the last handful of days. But at least the first for like a week after he died, every fucking day was like 3 or 4. It's active people shooting at fucking cops, and as far as I'm aware, it hasn't really slowed down. Stuff happened sporadically, and then Charlie Kirk got shot, and it was like stuff happens every fucking day now, and I think that has kind of just like almost become the new norm. And like this is how escalation works. Like right, Trump is sending National Guard into cities like right now, so probably tomorrow Antifa's gonna whatever firebomb them or shoot at them or something, right? And then so Trump's gonna respond, and then like things are happening. They're happening every day. It's happening. It is.
Stop
happening.
saying nothing happens because things are happening.
And so I'm all in. No, and I see that, Guad. And the concern there for me is he's laying the groundwork for that.
Oh, I totally believe that for sure. Definitely, 100%.
Like, a threat of white nationalism has just popped up, so we got to do the same thing Trump did to Chicago, to now like a Bowling Green, okay, or something. I don't know. A lot of what he's doing has been kind of overstepping, I think, the bounds of the executive branch, which is frightening for sure.
Fucking
yes,
Asian Massage said, "OG, you aren't wrong, but during Brandon, my lefty friends were giggling that they were going to use the army against Team Red." That's exactly what I'm fucking saying by really harking on the idea that don't be so fucking naive that the pendulum isn't going to fucking swing back in your direction. Okay? Because the boomerang is going to come back around. Like, it's...
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to not fucking keep weaponizing the government against each other.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that shit will get used against you. Your greatest
government make problem, fix problem with more government.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's been working out great for the last fucking 200 years, trust me. Fucking, it's like, that sort of heavy-handed solution isn't going to fucking fix anything. Like, your greatest strength will be your greatest downfall. If that's your top weapon is giving the fucking government power, then your top weapon is going to be used against you one day.
Yes. Stop being tricked.
Yeah.
Stop being tricked. The government of the cities allowed the cities to become chaotic, and then because of that problem, the federal government is now sending the government in there to fix it.
Yeah.
And this is bad for citizens. I get that you don't want muggers, and so the idea of getting a National Guard troop there to stop the muggers could very well be appealing to you because order is always better than chaos. But like literally the government is directly causing a problem, and then the government is directly solving that problem with more government. That is what's happening. Wake the fuck up.
Yeah. It's God.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have to change my approach to try and like offer a peaceful resolution here, because it just seems like every fucking day that goes past, like that idea gets fucking shot down, or there's a reason why it shouldn't be. It's like you're just everything is constantly justifying the next biggest fucking tragedy. All right, in this nation, and it's just like, okay, eventually, it's just like the fucking cumulative consciousness of every fucking person in this country is thinking war. They're gonna fucking get war, and good luck fucking talking them out of it. If people want to fight, they're gonna fucking fight. That sucks. That fucking sucks, dude. Like big time. Because you know what?
Oh, yeah.
People are gonna fight, and I'm still gonna have to go to work on Monday. You know what I mean? Like,
also that is true. Look at the IRA.
Yeah. Or Syria. You know what I'm saying? Or fucking Venezuela, or fucking any fucking shithole country that has had a fucking France. You know what I'm saying? All of these fucking places where like civil conflict fucking takes place, you still got motherfucking bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it goes completely 120% tits up, then you are more than fucked in more ways than one. And I don't know. I don't ever want to have to use my preps ever. You know what I'm saying?
It would be preferable to not.
Yeah, that would be ideal, to not fuck with that. So I really am trying to push the idea in the sphere of my circle here. 34 people hanging out here. If you're still listening, like, please, for the love of God and all that is holy, do not push for fucking violence as a solution to your fucking problems. You know what I'm saying? Violence is a response to violence, and I understand that you feel like, your entire ideology is being physically attacked right now. Okay, but I think that there is a fucking slim chance still that it can be fucking stopped. But you have to be fucking active with it. This is not a just think the right way, and people like me, this little tiny fucking channel, is gonna do something about it, or even people like, I don't know, fucking Nick Fuentes or something like that. They're gonna just speak to enough people, and enough people are gonna think the right way, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna pull people, back to the right side of history by avoiding a massive fucking tragic conflict. It's you literally have to have this hard conversation with people that you know. You have to be that active member in your community and be a pillar again. Like, it's not something to ignore. This is your job now. This is your homework. Try to de-radicalize people. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. Don't let it happen. If somebody says something fucking crazy, you need to tell them that they're fucking crazy. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, if somebody brings up the word Nazi, you need to be like, I'm gonna stop you right there. You know what I mean? Like, you need to fucking shut that shit down like 110% at up fucking 120 miles an hour. Like, chat, I'm so fucking serious right now. Because the clock is fucking ticking right now. The bridge is being held on by a thread, and once it's cut, that's it. You know what I'm saying? There's no going back. So
very true.
Please, for the love of God and all that is holy, fucking please, be a little bit more fucking bold. Be a little bit bold in your desire for things to be fucking better. 10 years too late for that hook. Am I though? Am I? Has somebody like died due to fucking political violence? And even if it has, I mean, why not try and take that and stop it from fucking happening again? Or should we just perpetuate it? Should we just fucking keep it going? Is that the fucking, is that the solution? Civilization has fucking crumbled. Let's fucking crumble it further.
Here's what I have to say. If the fight comes, right, it's going to come.
Yeah.
And so you should be getting prepared. You should be prepared for a fight just because you're a man that's part of a free republic, right? And that's the responsibility you have. So that shouldn't even be news. You have to get ready for a fight. That should just be reality already anyways. And you should be attempting to mitigate the fight. Like I said, if it's going to come, it's going to come. You don't have to help it, but you do have a chance to possibly try to stop it. So sitting there and screaming about how it's going to come, unless you're trying to encourage people to get ready for it, but that's a different topic, right? The point is once it goes hot, there's no going back, which has already been said. There's no going back. Once you realize how much it sucks, you can't say, "Oh, I never mind, I don't like this." Nope. Mm-hmm. That is your reality now. Period.
Yeah.
So if there's at all a chance, you should exercise that chance before it is for sure taken from you.
Yeah. And like Scout, I get it, dude. Some people are not willing to de-radicalize, though. That's kind of why I'm like sort of half and half here. Like, I think that there's a lot of people that are fucking radicalized now. A lot of normie people that have ascertained radical ideas, or they're at least favorable towards those radical ideas. That's not fucking good. You know what I'm saying? But if it doesn't mean that you still can't talk to them. You know what I'm saying? They're not the type of people that you can't have a conversation with. The type of people that you can't have a conversation with because they'll literally physically fucking attack you for the way that you think or the things that you say aren't the type of people that you should be trying to fucking convince, because it needs to be the people that are on their fucking side, essentially, that need to talk to them. Okay? It's the people that are still standing somewhat close to the fucking middle here that you need to talk to. Like, yeah, exactly. It's worth it. It's fucking worth it. Otherwise, it's that you're just allowing it to fucking get worse. The accelerationist idea of just like let everything fucking crumble and then just try and fucking rebuild is a fucking flawed way of thinking. Okay? I cannot think of a fucking society where that was the fucking case. America itself was founded on a culture that already existed. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It was a culture that pre-existed, and it kind of changed a little bit, but it wasn't just like, okay, the fucking founding fathers were like, we need complete and total fucking chaos, destruction, and anarchy in order to fucking rebuild and gain independence. It's like, no.
The founding fathers were protecting the society and the foundations. Yes, they were protecting they were promised certain rights and representation as individuals of a society that they felt like they weren't getting. The Revolutionary War was a fight to get the rights that they had as individuals of that society, not to remake another society, which is what separates the American Revolution from the French Revolution. The French Revolution was about destroying the tradition and the status, and the American Revolution was about just like correcting, like getting back what was ours, getting back to the tradition and the situation of the society, not destroying it, protecting it.
Exactly. Faceless Entity, $5. He says, Remember when you found the red pill? Remember how off the rails you probably were for a good while? I think part of it is a phase. Iron sharpens iron. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are seeing the truth right now. You know what I'm saying? And it radicalized. You know what? That's a really good point, because it's like when I finally stopped thinking normie thoughts, it was like I was like, oh my god, time to overreact, dog.
Time to overreact.
Yeah, that's a really fucking good point. So, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, there was still people there that were just like, all right, Hoss, like, chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? So, don't be a bystander when somebody wants to make the fucking problem worse, whatever side of the political spectrum they are on. Obviously, the people that don't want to talk, don't throw your pearls to the pigs. All right, they're not the type of people that you want to fucking try and convince anyway, because they're not even going to be convinced. You know what I'm saying? People can have somewhat opposing ideas and still like come to a mutual agreement. Okay, that like it's conversation, it's opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as, and even if those opinions are just like, well, I don't think you should have guns or something like that, then it's just like, okay, well, like, you have that conversation to try and give them insight to the other side, because they're probably a product of fucking years and years and years of fucking gaslighting and propaganda. So if you come in and you be the voice of fucking truth and reason, then you could completely fucking change that, or at least plant a fucking seed for that person. But if you just ignore it because you think there's no helping these people, they're fucking too far gone, I'm gonna let them be a victim of their own fucking devices, then what fucking good are you? Come on, dude.
True. You guys, you got to say something. I was talking with Bones about this, about a completely different topic, which we won't go into, but just as a man, it builds up in you so much and so much and so much that at some point it just tips over the scale, and you just have to say something. You have to address it to get it off your chest and try and right the wrongs that you're seeing. And that is your great responsibility. Now, some people are completely lost, and their entire reality and worldview is propped up by this media establishment that does not get all the facts, does not truly understand the right, and you're up against quite a bit. But you just have to explain yourself in a way that makes sense. You have to, your conduct day to day, guys, you just have to protect yourself and watch out and try to do what's right. I would say we're kind of preaching a little bit. These other guys are smarter than me about some hardcore stuff, but
yeah. Oh my god. Alrighty. Asian Massage. He says, if God helps those, capitalize the G in God. Thank you. If God helps those who help themselves, then I'm doing the Lord's work. What do you mean by that? What does that mean? Is that a joke or something? like is that a quirky little comment? I'm not understanding here.
Right, or Godzilla got cancer trying to read that.
Yeah.
Bring out the hammers, folks.
Yeah, the Hammer Squad is here, by the way, just so you know. Fat Tuna, welcome back. Yeah, we've reached the depths of complete and utter black pill. It's cringe here now. It's cringe-topia, and I'm its king. No, but yeah.
I love that people were listening to like 2 to 3 hours of Iron Sight talk just to get here.
Yeah, right. What a roller coaster. Truly, this is the duality of man on full display. Yeah, no, this was. I don't know. I obviously I think the gun culture stuff, that is my passion. I need to talk about that stuff because I love it. It keeps me sane. You know what I'm saying? I need it. But also ignoring the fucking world today and not talking about its relation with the community that we have would also be irresponsible on my part. Not that I have like anything necessarily smart to say, or that I'm you know, some sort of virtuously right person. I don't know. I think that to have the conversation in this sort of manner that is peaceful and hopefully productive. I think there's a responsibility here to have it, as long as there's people that are willing to listen.
Important conversations to have.
Truly. What were you eating for dinner, Bones?
I had a mac and cheese casserole.
You had Michael Cheese.
I had Michael
casserole.
Cheese. Yep.
That's what's up.
Yep. That was dinner tonight, boys. We got home very late. Traffic was crazy, and then I immediately hopped on to be based with the homies. Did not eat dinner until just then.
It's alright. I haven't eaten at all. I think I had a sandwich at 10 o'clock this morning because I got hungry at work. Ate my lunch, and then I haven't had anything since. But I have had 6 beers though, which is pretty cool, pretty fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm not completely empty. You know what I'm saying?
A little something in the tank.
Yeah, I put $5 in on pump one. You know what I mean? Like I'm not completely fucked.
Boys, I gotta hop off. It's
Yes.
been a wonderful discussion, though.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this shit up here. It's fucking 10 o'clock. Guys, if you're hanging out this long, fucking appreciate you guys sticking around. Faceless Entity, $5. He says, everything is politics. Politics dictates everything in your life. Culture is tied to politics. Ergo, culture is also politics. They cannot be separated. Yeah, it's true. I mean, if you live in a civilized society, then the politics of that civilization are going to have an influence, at the very least, on how you live your life. That's why. That's what I was. You know, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I can't just ignore the shit and just pretend it doesn't exist. I feel like I have to talk about it to some degree. So yeah, thank you for that, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this shit up, chat. It's getting late, and the homies want to eat Michael cheese out of the microwave. And so, yeah.
White Michael Damien nut cookies.
Yeah. Fucking Protraban's got like a waffle or some shit in front of him.
Got some lasagna.
Some lasagna. Oh shit. Love it, dude.
Yeah, it's cold, but that's okay. We were with the boys.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's better the next day. Better the next day. That's what
Dude.
they say.
Allegedly. Yeah, you know, that's what Big Lasagna wants you to believe. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks to Protraband, G-Watt, and Bones for fucking being here again, listening to the homies yap. This is always a fucking pleasure. Love having you guys around. If you're not part of the Discord, hop in the chat, or I'm sorry, the description, and fucking join the Discord. I got 25 invites ready to rock and roll.
Hell yeah.
So please hop in there if you want to join the fucking Goon network, the Goon community, as it were. Shout out to everybody who was part of building this fucking channel, legitimately. Like, a big thank you to that. I've kind of been reflecting on this lately. 3,400 subs is kind of weird to think about, because I remember when I had like less than 100, and I'm like, what am I even doing? You know what I mean?
Who am I?
What is this, dude? You know, but you guys are fucking awesome. Seriously. Channel supporters, donators, subscribers, fucking people that just lurk in the chats. Honestly, you guys are the shit. Big motivation for me to do this stuff. So thank you a ton. And if you want to support me, if you're not part of the fucking the goons that have made the jump to support what I do here, it's definitely not necessary. Okay, this is a passion project for me through and through, and it always will be. But if you want to support me and you enjoy what I do here, please at least consider subscribing. Otherwise, you can become a channel member. Fucking whatever you want to do. Go in the description, click on some fucking links, check out Rebel Spirit's website. Super fucking sick website that he put a lot of work into for the community, all out of pocket. And check out these guys' channels. Links to all of their fucking channels are there, and support them because they do a lot for this community as well. So Yeah, that's basically all I gotta say. If you want to buy a shirt, buy a shirt. But guys, thanks a bunch for being here again. God bless all of you. Remember that Christ is King, first and foremost. Okay, don't be black-pilled, because He will wipe every tear. Okay, and there will be no more pain and there will be no more death, as per the Holy Scripture. I'll see you in the next one.